And we say good morning to you. Welcome. We are live, as you see behind us, the big MM Movement Mortgage in Boones Creek here in Metro Johnson City, right across from the Cracker Barrel again on this beautiful, beautiful Tuesday, February the 20th, 2018. And so we look at, gosh, the weather forecast is picture perfect. It's going to be in the upper 60s to low 70s today here in the Tri-Cities. And I was looking back on February the 20th, 2015. That was the day. It's interesting, it's today that I swore off ever complaining about the heat ever again, because on that particular day, the air temperature was minus 13 here in the Tri-Cities, plus the wind. So it was a negative 13 on the thermometer, 3 years ago today. So I thought, never again, and I won't complain about the heat. It can be 99 degrees and 99% humidity. Not going to complain after going through those very, very cold days. So beautiful, beautiful day in the neighborhood. I know some of the farmers and some of the folks in particular have the apple crops and apple trees and apple orchards are a little concerned about this warm weather in February, knowing full well that March is typically a very iffy month, the old in like a line out with a lamb type weather forecast. So, but as I told someone this morning, you got to live for today, because it's funny, everybody complained about the rain and the cold and when's it going to get warm. So now it's warm, and then people going, oh God, we're going to get nailed in March. It's like we never live for the day. We're always living down the road. And so just enjoy today, Tuesday, February the 20th, for what it is. If it snows next week or in 3 weeks, it snows in 3 weeks. But I was out last night eating dinner, heard all these people complaining, well, it's beautiful now, but we're going to get nailed. Well, maybe we won't get nailed. It's like, folks, the cup is half full, not half empty. So just enjoy it for what it is today. I'm off my soapbox. Birthdays today, actor Sidney Poitier. I did not realize he was still alive. He's 91 today. Racing Hall of Famer Bobby Unser having a birthday, 84. Racing Hall of Famer Roger Penske heads up the team, of course, in NASCAR. He is 81 today. And model Cindy Crawford having a birthday today. She would be of 52 candles on her birthday cake here on this Tuesday, February the 20th, 2018. We are live at Movement Mortgage. JeremyLivesey.com is where you want to go and check out everything that's happening with Jeremy Livesey and Movement Mortgage. 671 is the number you want to remember today. 6 for the 6-hour underwriting process. 7, the 7-day processing period. And then 1 day to close. And so he's going to be here and tell us all about that coming up here in just a little while. So we are live at his location, brand spanking new. It's been in here, a couple of months. We were here for the grand opening back before Christmas. So, yeah, about 60 days in. Beautiful facility right across in the Boones Creek Cracker Barrel here. And, again, his website you want to check out is Jeremy, Jeremy, Livesey, L-I-V-E, or Livesey, Livesay.com. And, again, 671. He was telling me that he's already got somebody approved that send in their paperwork on Saturday. This guy works 6 and sometimes 7 days a week if need be, and so already got somebody approved and ready to go that inquired about that on the weekend. So that's how fast these folks work. 671. We'll tell you more about that, or let him tell you about it coming up here in a little while. College basketball, we got the NASCAR news, got some NASCAR news, college football news. We also got college basketball. The new polls are out. Also high school basketball. Went and watched some tournament play last night. Young lady, remember her name, Abby Crawford from Sullivan Central. Whew, she can play. Sit there, and I was sitting under the basket last night watching and listening, and boy, I'll tell you what, she's only a sophomore and she can play, and she just kind of clears out the middle. And young lady for the Sullivan Central Lady Cougars. We'll tell you all about that. There's basketball tonight. The regionals have been set for AAA boys and girls. We'll tell you who's playing where this weekend. So we'll move on and get you ready for the next round, which is regional play in both Tennessee and Virginia. You have some district championships coming up tonight. We'll tell you about that in single A and double A boys basketball. That'll be coming up here in a little while. Baseball, they have made some moves to speed up the game. We're going to tell you about that. And also, one of the big plums have been out there. One of those free agents finally said, yes, I'm ready to go. And yes, I'm signed on the dotted line. And yes, I'm heading to spring training. So we'll tell you who that is in our first segment coming up with Major League Baseball right after this break. We're live here at Movement Mortgage again on this beautiful, beautiful Tuesday, February the 20th, 2018. This is show number 692. Later on in the show, the top of the hour, Mike Hedrick joins us, our NASCAR fans reporter, with all about Daytona. Took yesterday off, and so back in the saddle to give us the very latest on what's going on in NASCAR and course, they all head off to Atlanta this weekend for another weekend of triple header racing with the Camping World Truck Series, the Xfinity Series, and, of course, the Monster Energy Cup Series. We are, by the way, the countdown is on 54 days away from the Food City 500 in Bristol, the world's last great Coliseum. That makes it, of course, a 53-day watch till we get into the doubleheader on Saturday, April the 14th, with the Xfinity Series, the Fitzgerald Glider Kits 300, and then the K&N Series, the Zombie Auto now 150. So 450 laps on Saturday, 500 laps on Sunday, so 950 laps of racing coming up this April at the world's last great Coliseum, Bristol Motor Speedway. Also, Jimmy Miller joins us, the wrestling coach from Science Hill. Outstanding job again with wrestling. He's really put it on the map across the state. Very, very respectable program now with Science Hill Wrestling, and Jimmy Miller will join us by phone coming up later on the show. We're very excited about that. Also, we got some stories about a new coach, a new soccer coach in the area, and a football coach stepping down. We'll tell you all about that in our local sports segment coming up here in a few minutes as well. Quick break. We'll be right back, and we will jump in, and we will tell you again about our first visit, and that will take a look at, as we said, Major League Baseball coming up again. It'll be our first segment, and we'll do that right after this quick break as we're live here at Movement Mortgage in Boones Creek here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, show number 692.
Blue Lizard Australian Sunscreen originated in Australia, where sunscreen standards are the strictest in the world. Although our products are now manufactured here in the U.S., we continue to adhere to the most stringent Australian standards to offer the best in broad-spectrum sun protection. Blue Lizard, the brand most recommended by pediatricians and dermatologists. Our smart bottle turns blue in the presence of UV rays, reminding you to cover up. You bring the sun, Blue Lizard brings the magic.
Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City is starting off 2018 with monster savings on over 350 new Chevrolets to choose from. Take advantage of these awesome savings for a limited time only. Silverado Crew and Double Cabs, $10,000 off MSRP. 17 Spark, $11,995. 18 Equinox, $19,995. 17 Traverse, $28,995. 17 Corvette, 20% off MSRP. Shop us online 24/7, and don't forget our Saturday parts and service hours. Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City, where we leave you asking, how do they do that?
The savings continue in the month of February at Max Medicine in Kingsport. All natural factors 20% off. Folic acid, CoQ10, apple cider vinegar capsules, B12. They're all on sale. Anything natural factors, all 20% off the month of February at Max Medicine Mart. No coupons, no limits. It's a flat 20% off anytime you buy natural factors in February at Max Medicine Mart. Max Medicine Mart, Center Street, Kingsport. Natural factors 20% off in February. Make tracks to Max Medicine Mart.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show live again at Movement Mortgage in Boones Creek. JeremyLivesey.com, the big MM behind us here, as you can see in the backdrop. Again, show number 692. So let's take a look at Major League Baseball. And by the way, hello to James Horn. Hello to Greg JoJo Bradley. Appreciate you kids being with us. And Mike Edrick watching. Of course, you'll be a guest at the top of the hour talking NASCAR from Northern Virginia. And we got lots to talk about with NASCAR as they head off to week number 2 of the season. We'll be in Atlanta this weekend. We'll tell you all about that coming up at the top of the hour, and also the very latest in Austin Dillon and Coming up tomorrow, we will hear from Austin Dillon. We'll hear from coroner Richard Childers about the big win at Daytona, and of course getting ready to head off to Atlanta. So we're going to be incorporating some of the NASCAR stars going forward now with audio and soon to be on video. So we're going to be able to you'll be able to watch it as well as hear it. So we're very excited about that. That'll be starting in the next couple of days. We'll have that ready to go for you with our new piece of equipment we got to put in. Something else I got to learn how to run, but that's okay. It's going to make it better for you on the other end of the camera to watch and enjoy this show. So we're very excited about that. Major League Baseball and the Major League Baseball Players Association have come to terms on several changes that will affect the pace of play for ball games. Each team will now be limited to 6 mound visits per game, which includes players, coaches, and managers. Teams will get 1 more mound visit per extra inning play, trying to speed things up. Under the old rule, a manager or coach could make 1 mound visit per pitcher per inning before being required to remove the pitcher from the game. So now it's been voted on. It's going to go into play starting immediately with spring training games. Each team will now be limited to 6 mound visits per game, which includes players, coaches, and managers. So, again, the old rule was a manager or coach can make 1 mound visit per pitcher per inning. So that slows things down. Other changes include reduced times of between inning breaks and shorter time frames for relievers entering a game. How many times you see they bring in a guy with the bullpen and he jogs in and it takes forever, and then he gets these warm-up pitches and really slows things down. We're going to speed that part up. Also, reduce time between inning breaks, which means players get off the field and get back on the field, the next team or the other team back on the field much quicker. Umpires, more for them to do now. They will enforce the time change rules, and those who continually violate the time change rules will be subject to progressive discipline by the Commissioner's Office. The League and Players Association also agreed they said, no, we're not going to do it now, a pitch clock, a point of contention between Manfred, the commissioner, who wants to shorten game times, and teams. Now, Greg will be with us tomorrow, a Major League Baseball guy. So what do you think? You think baseball needs to be shortened? You think it's too long? You think they're messing up the quote-unquote integrity of the game? What's your feeling? Let me know. Again, hello, Gary Taylor, watching the show. But again, Rob Manfred says baseball games are too long. Folks are getting disconnected. They don't care as much. The changes coming out of the bullpen take too long. Too many visits to the mound taking too long. So he's trying to speed things up. When you speed it up, you also, I think, take a chance on messing up the integrity of the ball game and just the way the game has been played. Yes, I think there's some areas you can speed things up, and I think they can run off the field and run on the field in between innings. I don't think, I don't know, what is the number of warm-up pitches a pitcher can get? So 4 or 5 between innings just to stay loose, and, of course, the catcher throws it down to second. They throw it around the infield ready to go. So, and that may be able to be reduced. But some of the things they're talking about doing, I think, kind of mess up the integrity of the game. Maybe not the integrity, maybe that's not the right word, but just, maybe the quality. I don't know. But, he keeps saying, the commissioner keeps saying that we got to shorten it because fans are getting bored with the games because it's taking too long. And I don't know. I guess there's obviously an argument for both sides, but for me, yeah, I will agree that the bullpen changes take forever because they're way down on the far end of the field and they got to jog in. Sometimes I've seen them bring in on golf carts, and they complain about that because the golf carts would tear up the field. So, of course, unless you're doing, donuts or popping wheelies, I don't know how a golf cart going, slow across a grass surface would tear it up. But, anyway, that's what's going on. And so the League and Players Association also agreed not to implement a pitch clock, a point of contention. So umpires will enforce the time change rules. So now they've got more to do. They're doing enough as it is, but they got more to do now. And so, and those who continually, as we said, violate the rules, I should say, will be subject to progressive discipline by the Commissioner's Office. So we'll stay tuned to see what's going on with that. One of the big boys finally signed. We've had Yu Darvish sign recently. Of course, Eric Hosmer signed over the weekend. J.D. Martinez is now going to be a Boston Red Sox. Deal's reportedly worth $110 million over 5 years. Notable, since earlier in the winter, Martinez was said to have a 5-year offer from Boston worth $125 million. Excuse me. The contract, like so many others signed at the top of the market this winter, includes an opt-out clause 2 years into the contract, so he can, excuse me, he can be there for 2 years, which puts you in 18 and 19, and then come up on the 2020 season, can bail out if he wants to. Martinez coming off an especially productive half season with the Arizona Diamondbacks. He managed to hit .296. And over the last 3 seasons, again, averaging 35 home runs per season. So instant offense for the Boston Red Sox for J.D. Martinez, the third major free agent to come off the board in the past week. Yu Darvish, of course, and Eric Hosmer signing with the Cubs and the Padres respectively. So now J.D. Martinez is, in fact, a Boston Red Sox for 5 years for $110 million, an opt-out clause after 2 years for him to move on if he's so inclined. So that's a big, big shot in the arm, obviously, for the Boston Red Sox as they get ready for 2018 baseball season. Tom Taylor Sports Show. Again, we are live here, as we told you, at Movement Mortgage. Love being here and love hanging out with our buddy Jeremy Livesey. He's going to join us coming up here in just a few minutes. One of our great sponsors, Sprint's got those promotions going on. You don't want to miss them. They are outstanding. Again, the Sprint promotions going on right now. The iPhone 8. For everyone you lease, you get one free. So lease one, get one of the iPhone 8. Also, you get the Unlimited Freedom 5 lines for $100 with Hulu for free with 5 free Moto E4 phones. Zeb will join us tomorrow from Chick-fil-A at the Crossings here in North Johnson City. Also, the free LG pad that we have, you can get one too. The free LG G pad, it's absolutely free to customers, and so we've got ours right here sitting on the table. And again, I've shown it to you several times, but it's worth showing again because it's free. There it is. There's the show, and there's Max Medicine Mart just popped up, one of our great sponsors. By the way, we had a blast there yesterday and had a good time. Always have a good time at Max Medicine Mart. So, again, we appreciate Becky and certainly Dr. Barry Walton, the folks, again, at Max Medicine Mart for allowing us to come over there and hang out with them. So, this, again, LG pad is free. Also, you see the Samsung promo right now going on, the S8. The S8 for $8 a month. The S8 Plus for $12 a month. And the Note 8 for only $18 a month. All this, again, as we said, at your Sprint store here in North Johnson City, right in front of Longhorn Steakhouse on North Roan Street. And also the Unlimited Freedom 5 lines, 5 of them for $100 with Hulu for free, with also 5 free Moto E4 phones thrown in with them. And, of course, don't forget the iPhone 10, the hottest one on the market. They can't keep it in stock, the iPhone 10, for $30 a month for new activations. How about that? All that and more at Sprint. Again, they'll be with us tomorrow at the Sprint store, as we said, North Roan Street here in North Johnson City. Tom Taylor Sports Show. Quick break. We'll come right back, and we'll break down some basketball. Top 25. The polls are out. Some changes. Some teams went up. Some teams went down, as they do every week. Also, we'll let you know about the NBA. Well, NBA doesn't start until Thursday, so NBA is kind of on the quiet mode right now for another day or two. But we have a lot of high school basketball we'll tell you about. We'll do all that. And also, the Buccaneers play tonight at home. And also, Steve Forbes, the head basketball coach at East Tennessee State, going to be around for a while. Signed a contract extension, making a whole lot more money and a whole lot more security now to stay at East Tennessee State University. We'll tell you all about that right after this break. We got our basketball segment next year on show number 692 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue. Do you like pulled pork? At Phil's, the pulled pork is cooked low and slow. We cook it all night, but we serve it fast. Our pulled pork is hickory smoked, tender and juicy. We serve the pork either as a sandwich on a bun or platter style with garlic toast. And don't forget to try our pork wings. They taste like a cross between ham and our sweet ribs. It comes as a meal, as an add-on, or part of our meat sampler platters. Pulled pork and pork wings. Just 2 great reasons to stop by Phil's Dream Pit. Eastern Star exit off I-26, 349-6437. Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City takes care of both male and female customers, but owner Kim Smith says they have a special care and concern for ladies.
Being a female in what's considered a man's business, I understand the trepidation that women may have when they come to the shop. They feel like they don't know about cars, they might be intimidated, but that's not the way we do business. Everybody's treated the same. We take the time to explain anything that they have questions about, the repair, the process, the part. We want to make sure people are comfortable with what we're going to do to their vehicle and that they understand. We do cater to women in a sense. We have a real nice waiting room with nice Keurig coffee and flavored creamers, air-conditioned, cushioned seats, TV, everything a girl could want while she waits for her car to be fixed.
American Import Auto Repair in Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111.
It's Friday night at 7 o'clock. You've been involved in a car accident. You may be out of state on vacation or just a few miles from home. What do? Who do you call? At Farmers Insurance Group, one call is all you have to make. Hello, this is Jim Klein, an agent with Farmers Insurance. It's called One and Done. You don't have to wait till Monday morning to file a claim. You can make the initial call and we'll begin right away to help you. We assist you in moving the vehicle to a certified repair shop, getting you set up with rental car, and informing your agent. Then here at the staff at Jim Klein Farmers Insurance, we follow the claim through to the end. It's that easy. One and Done. We're your one and done location for all your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, commercial, workers' comp, and bonds. We can help you with all your insurance needs. Give me a call today, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance at 247-5400. Your one and done location in Kingsport, 247-5400.
Any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Over 10 to choose from. Perfect for having the gang over to watch the big game, birthday parties, church get-togethers, backyard gatherings, everything from fruit trays to garden salad trays to nuggets and chicken strip trays. And for the sweet tooth, try the cinnamon cluster or chocolate chunk cookie tray. So you see, any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A at the Crossings in North Johnson City.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us live again at Movement Mortgage. Again, 671 is the numbers you want to remember. 6-hour underwriting process, a 7-day processing period, and then 1 day to close. 671. Check it out at jeremylivesey.com. They do an outstanding job, Jeremy does, and so he's going to join us coming up here in just a little while. Basketball segment, here we go. Top 25 out for this week. The men's top 25 goes as follows. The top 4 are the same. Virginia stays number 1. Michigan State's men at number 2. Villanova number 3. Xavier number 4. There is movement. Duke jumps 7 notches. Blue Devils number 5 in the country now. Again, the 5th place team, Cincinnati, drops to number 11. So Duke at number 5. Texas Tech, the Red Raiders at number 6. Gonzaga at number 7. Kansas jumps 5 notches to number 8 this week. Purdue at number 9, and the defending national champion North Carolina Tar Heels jump 4 spots to round out the top 10. Then comes Cincinnati, Auburn, Wichita State, Arizona 14th, Clemson 15th. Ohio State drops 8 notches down to number 16 this week for the Buckeyes. Michigan 17th, Rhode Island 18th. The Tennessee Volunteers down a notch from number 18 to number 19 this week. And rounding out the top 20, is Nevada. Then comes West Virginia at number 21. St. Mary's ranked 22nd. Houston 23rd. Middle Tennessee State, the Blue Raiders, new entry. They're 24th this week in the country in men's college basketball. And the Seminoles of Florida State cracked the top 25, so 3 new ones this week. Houston at 23. Middle Tennessee State ranked 24th, and Florida State ranked 25th. Those are new this week. Others receiving votes, Kentucky still out of the top 25. The Hokies of Virginia Tech getting some votes, and also East Tennessee State University. The Buccaneers get that 1 vote, so they do get consideration for honorable mention in the top 25 of men's college basketball for this season. Last night, 1 game involving top 25 play. It was a blowout. It was 8th-ranked Kansas, now going to 22-6 on the season. They beat Oklahoma by 30 at Kansas, 104-74. Oklahoma falls to 16-11 on the season. The Jayhawks, again 8th in the country, improved to 22-6. Tonight, 4 games on tap. good one. 21st ranked West Virginia at 19-8. The Mountaineers travel to Baylor to battle the Bears, 17-10. Could be a tough one for the Mounties tonight. That'll be happening again in Texas in a 7 o'clock tip. Also, second ranked Michigan State at 26-3, playing host to Illinois. 16th ranked Ohio State tonight. Buckeyes in Columbus at 22-7, playing host to Rutgers, who is a 13-16 team. By the way, Illinois at Michigan State, Illinois at 13-15. So on paper, Michigan State should win, as should Ohio State, but you don't play them on paper, of course. 18th ranked Rhode Island at 21-4 goes to LaSalle tonight. LaSalle at 11-16. And again, the good one tonight, as far as interest, would be 21st ranked West Virginia, 19-8 on the road at Baylor with a record of 17-10. As we said, East Tennessee State University head basketball coach Steve Forbes a contract extension, one of the hottest coaches in the country. Immediately when Andy Kennedy stepped away from the Ole Miss program, it was immediately one of the numbers, or one of the names I should say, considered, and the number they may have called would have been Steve Forbes' phone number. That's not going to happen now. ETSU Athletic Director Scott Carter announcing that Forbes has signed a new contract that will run through the 2022-23 season. Forbes will make at least $650,000 a year under the new deal. The new contract raises Forbes' base salary to $400,000 rather, and his yearly stipend to $50,000. He also keeps his annual retention bonus of $200,000 raised from private funds. So Steve Forbes, the new contract increases Forbes' buyout to $500,000 if he were to leave, while the East Tennessee State University deal is in effect. Forbes, 3 seasons at East Tennessee State at 74-25. This year's team is 23-5, won a score record tying 16 games in a row, and can clinch the Southern Conference regular season championship this week by winning at least 2 of the 3 home games, including tonight. They'll be hosting the Citadel Bulldogs out of Charleston, South Carolina, coming in tonight. Again, the Bucks with a 2-game lead over UNC Greensboro in the standings. The Bucks control their own destiny. Again, no matter what UNC Greensboro does, if East Tennessee State wins at least 2 of its last 3 games, it clinches its first outright conference regular season championship in 11 years. Under Forbes, the Bucks have never finished worse than second. They tied for the title last year before winning the conference tournament. So this guy obviously is putting up some incredible numbers for East Tennessee State, a mid-major university, and now he has signed a contract extension to be here for through the 2022-23 season. East Tennessee State beat the Bulldogs down in Charleston, South Carolina, 73-71 back at the end of January. Again, the Bucks will finish this season with 11 true road victories, second in the country only to Middle Tennessee State University's 12. And the Bulldogs come back to earth and come to Johnson City on a 4-game losing streak. They're 9-18 overall and 4-11 in the Southern Conference. A 7 o'clock tip-off tonight at Freedom Hall here in Johnson City. And so Steve Forbes elated that he's going to be here, and again with the contract extension and obviously a nice pay raise, and so he again jumps his salary now to $650,000 a year under the new deal to remain the men's basketball coach at East Tennessee State University. Tom Taylor Sports Show, thanks for being with us. Again, we are live, as we said, right here at Movement Mortgage. Again, JeremyLivesey.com is the number or the website you want to go to find out more. Jeremy's going to join us coming up here in just a second. So let's run down high school basketball from the boys' side of things. From last night, the consolation game of the single-A tournament at Daniel Boone, the Hampton Bulldogs knock off University High in boys play 75-69. Bulldogs again taking 3rd place, University High 4th place in the 1A tournament. Their championship is tonight. Number 2 seed North Green takes on the number 4 seed Sullivan North at 7:30 at Daniel Boone High School tonight. In the AA tournament, you have the consolation game, the Elizabethton Cyclones, number 4 seed, taking on the number 7 seed Happy Valley at 6 o'clock tonight. And then at 7:30, the 3rd seed Johnson County takes on the number 1 seed, the Unicoi County Blue Devils. Again, that'll be a good basketball game. They're both going to be good, and that'll be at 7:30 tonight, both at Elizabethton's John Treadway Gymnasium. District 1 Tournament Championship again at Daniel Boone, North Green, and Sullivan North. Southwest Virginia, the Region 1D Tournament quarterfinals tonight. Holston at Eastside, Twin Valley at Northwood, Chilhowie, the Warriors hosting J.I. Burton, and Rye Cove, the War Eagles go to Honaker tonight. All that again in Southwest Virginia for boys play. Now for the ladies from last night, you had Northeast Tennessee, Cosby defeats Greenback by 20, 64-44. It was Greenville defeating Granger's girls 57-50. South Green's ladies demolished Chucky Oak 69-29, beat them by 40. South Green is the real deal in girls basketball in Northeast Tennessee, and Washburn over Jellicoe 40-35. In the AA tournament last night, Sullivan South defeats Sullivan East 45-36. Also last night, Abbey Crawford and Sullivan Central hold off Unicoi County for the AA Girls Championship 48-32. And also the consolation game last night for the ladies in the 1A tournament. It was Cloudland ladies knocking off the Hampton Lady Bulldogs 56-53. In girls play in Virginia in Region 1D tournament play, Holston's ladies defeated Twin Valley 56-39. What's going on today in high school basketball? The 1AA championship for the ladies, I should say the single A championship at Daniel Boone. North Green's Lady Huskies taking on the Unaka Lady Rangers. That's tonight at 1 o'clock. Not at 1 o'clock, the 1A at 7 o'clock tonight. That's going to be going on again at Daniel Boone High School. The Region 2D tournament quarterfinals for the ladies tonight. Gate City's Lady Blue Devils at Virginia High. Tazewell at Ridgeview tonight. Union will be taking on the Lady Pioneers of Lebanon this evening, and Marion at Wise Central. The Region 1 quarterfinals for ladies basketball in Virginia. Holston at Eastside, Grundy at Chohowie, J.I. Burton and Patrick Henry, and the ladies from Rye Cove, the Lady War Eagles, will be at Honaker again tonight in the Region 1D tournament quarterfinals. So again, big news coming out of East Tennessee State. Steve Forbes signs at a contract extension, now making $650,000 a year. He is now signed to the 2022-23 season. Quick break. We'll be right back. He's here. He's going to join us and talk all about the 671 and how you can go to his website at jeremylivesey.com, our dear friend, and I appreciate his sponsorship of this show, and he's a good guy, too. We'll take a break, and Jeremy Livesey joins us next year on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, show number 692. Tomorrow, Chick-fil-A, The Crossings in North Johnson City. Thursday, we'll be at Champion Chevrolet. And Friday, we'll step back from Food City this week, and we'll be at Freddy's in North Johnson City on Friday. Quick break. We'll be right back. We are live at Movement Mortgage in Boones Creek on show number 692 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Blue Lizard Australian Sunscreen originated in Australia, where sunscreen standards are the strictest in the world. Although our products are now manufactured here in the U.S., we continue to adhere to the most stringent Australian standards to offer the best in broad-spectrum sun protection. Blue Lizard, the brand most recommended by pediatricians and dermatologists. Our smart bottle turns blue in the presence of UV rays, reminding you to cover up. You bring the sun, Blue Lizard brings the magic.
Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City is starting off 2018 with monster savings on over 350 new Chevrolets to choose from. Take advantage of these awesome savings for a limited time only. Silverado Crew and Double Cabs, $10,000 off MSRP. 17 Spark, $11,995. 18 Equinox, $19,995. 17 Traverse, $28,995. 17 Corvette, 20% off MSRP. Shop us online 24/7, and don't forget our Saturday parts and service hours. Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City, where we leave you asking, how do they do that?
The savings continue the month of February at Max Medicine Mart in Kingsport. All natural factors 20% off. Folic acid, CoQ10, apple cider vinegar capsules, B12. They're all on sale. Anything natural factors, all 20% off the month of February at Max Medicine Mart. No coupons, no limits. It's a flat 20% off anytime you buy natural factors in February at Max Medicine Mart. Max Medicine Mart, Center Street, Kingsport. Natural factors 20% off in February. Make tracks to Max Medicine Mart.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Jeremy will join us coming up in just a second. Back to men's top 25 college basketball. You look at the teams that jumped the biggest this week. Clearly it was a jump by Kansas, jumping 5 up to number 8 in the country. Duke jumping 7 notches from number 12 to number 5. Also the ones that dropped the biggest, Cincinnati, the Bearcats dropped 6 spots from number 5 down to number 11. And the Ohio State Buckeyes dropped 8 spots from number 16, or I should say number 8 down to number 16. And East Tennessee State does get in the honorable mention for men's top 25 college basketball. 671 is what we're talking about. He's here, ready to go to talk with us about that. Let's get him on the camera. Boom. Jeremy Livesey with Movement Mortgage. And let's get the proper camera. Good morning, my good friend. How are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
Oh, it's good. Good. There he is. Look at him cheesing.
Hey!
I like it. By the way, hello to Bradley Purdy out in Cleveland, Texas. Bradley, a Kingsport boy.
Yeah.
Went to high school at Dobbins Bennett. He won yesterday. We gave away some things at Max Medicine Mart, and he won. And so he said his wife, Cherry, was listening for the first time. Hello, Cherry. Can you say hello, Cherry?
Hello, Cherry.
Hello, Cherry. Hello, Cherry, way yonder in Bradley, or not Bradley, Texas. That's his name. In Cleveland, Texas.
Cleveland, Texas.
Did you go to school with Bradley Purdy?
I remember the name.
Yeah.
I'm
he went
sure
to school with Dietrich and...
Yeah, he was probably a year or two behind me.
Yeah.
Or maybe more.
Yeah, he was in radio class with Mr. Ruiz, and so... hello to Bradley Purdy out in Cleveland, Texas. Had some nice comments he sent me last night, and I appreciate that very much. So, here we are, 671, JeremyLivesey.com, 6-hour underwriting process. What's the 7 stand for?
7-day processing.
Yeah, 7-day processing, and then you have 1 day to close.
Yep.
And so, 671 at JeremyLivesey.com, and it's been going great guns, and hello, Texas. And so, JeremyLivesey.com, 671, 6-hour underwriting process, 7-day processing period, and 1 day to close. And you were telling me before we went on there, it's just Saturday. What happened on Saturday?
Yeah, we actually had a client that we talked to on Friday, and we finally got all their information in and stuff. So we took their loan app Saturday, got it in over the weekend, and sent it to underwriting on Monday. And I can scoot up. And we got it in on Monday, sent it to underwriting Monday morning, had our approval yesterday afternoon. So just waiting on the appraisal, and we're done.
Called you on Saturday, took the information on Saturday.
Disclosed.
Okay. Sunday, nothing.
Sunday we went to church.
Right, got on Monday. And, yeah, you got to go to church. Worship the King of Kings. You better believe it.
Chop house and ate lunch. Yeah.
There you go. Had Chop House. He's always at Chop House on Sundays.
That's right.
Just about every Sunday, right?
Pretty much, unless there's a sickness.
Yeah. What do you get, the salmon?
I get the sirloin usually.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
The old Chop House. There's a free plug
Yeah.
for the Chop House in Kingsport. So, took the info on Saturday, and then nothing on Sunday, obviously, day of rest. Got on it yesterday, and what happened already today?
We got the approval yesterday afternoon.
Wow.
So all we're doing right now, we ordered the appraisal yesterday morning, so once we get the appraisal back, we'll send it back through and we're done.
Remember when I bought my home and took, I don't know, of course it's been a while, 16, 17 years ago, it was like you had to wait for a week and find out what's going on, and so this is literally within hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a whole different world now.
Yeah. The website is JeremyLivesey.com. When you go there, what will you find?
A wonderful picture of me. In a suit.
What more do you need? We can stop
suit.
right there. In a suit?
Yeah, that's that last time I wore a suit.
Wow.
Yeah, that was 2 or 3 years ago.
You don't wear suits much.
I have suits.
But she doesn't wear them.
I choose not to, yes.
Does Mrs. Livesey like you? I bet she thinks.
She thinks I look good in the suit.
There you go. Mama likes you in your suit. Unfortunately, you don't like wearing a suit.
Unfortunately, that doesn't happen very often.
Doesn't make any difference.
Yeah, weddings and funerals.
Weddings and funerals.
Yeah.
And his picture on his website.
Yeah, and that.
So JeremyLivesey.com, you get picture of you, and what else is there?
Just an online application. You can actually upload your information, like your pay stubs, W-2s, bank statements, all that from your phone if you want to, and go straight to my desk. Upload it in.
As Barney said to Andy one time, speed, 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 and also, Goober said it too. Goober was telling Barney when they were taking the car apart inside the courtroom, or inside the sheriff's office rather, and speed, speed, speed. I was trying to think. Wally? Was it Wally? What was the guy's name? Why did I go down this road? The one he was fixing his car for. Was it Wally? And speed, speed, speed. It's all he does, Andy. Just goes fast. Goes speed, speed, speed. So speed, speed, speed is Movement Mortgage. That's where I'm going with all this. So
And that was a brilliant analogy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Plus, I couldn't remember the guy's name, so another brain burp. So on the back here it says movement.com. So that is the basic overall website. But we drive folks to jeremylivesey.com. So tell me about Movement Mortgage. Are they a new company in the area? Fairly new?
For the area, yeah. We've been here since August. So, and we've been in this office since October. So, as far as the company itself, they've been around since 2008. And they're already the 7th largest mortgage company in the nation.
Wow.
Yeah.
What do you think separates them? You're working with them now. What separates them?
Well, that's what separates them, is the fact that we're working with them. But
JeremyLivesey.com.
No, but really just the difference of the speed, for one thing. And it's actually, I mean, as far as mortgage companies go in general, the fact that we are a faith-based company, which helps a lot. I mean, especially in this area. I mean, just the fact that we do give back to the communities, and we're not afraid to have the word Jesus or God on the walls here, and you really don't find that in any kind of corporate setting.
Nope.
And the support that we get from the corporate level is just unbelievable.
So it's kind of like Chick-fil-A. Their sales, give them a free plug, we'll be there tomorrow. Their sales rival all the other fast foods, and they're closed on Sunday.
Yeah.
So 6 days a week, their sales rival the 7-day-a-week restaurants, I should say. So they do an incredible job.
Yep.
And so there's something to this.
I think there's something to it.
Oh, yeah. I think it's called the man who runs the show. He'll honor you in this day and age if you honor him.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So faith-based, it's movement.com. And again, jeremylivesey.com. Give me some more success stories since we were here last month. So give me some other turnarounds that have made happy campers across the Tri-Cities.
Well, actually, we just before you walked in here, we had a girl that was going through one of the local credit unions, and I'll keep the anonymity there, but I think people can figure it out. And she was pretty much denied for, I've yet to find out why, because I'm looking at the file and it looks pretty easy. And so I talked to her on the phone this morning and already got the automated approval on her stuff. So her realtor actually just brought her docs up here, so we'll have her probably down in underwriting probably tomorrow. And,
so she'll be a happy camper.
She already is.
Oh yeah, guarantee it. So if there's a will, there's a way. And so Jeremy, these folks here in the office, you're up to how many now?
We've got 4 other loan officers besides me, and then we're still interviewing some more people. So we're growing.
Yep, growing like leaps and bounds again. And so it's located right across from the Busch Creek Cracker Barrel here on this strip plaza. Yep. Big, beautiful sign, Movement Mortgage. So does that happen a lot where someone has been told no somewhere else, they come in here and you can
Yeah, and it usually turns out that the realtor who sends them, either uses us sporadically or whatever, but once we save the deal, we normally get all their business after that. So
become a regular.
Yeah, it usually helps out.
Funny how that works.
Yeah, so the other banks are very good referral sources for us.
Very good. So, and you work with banks and credit unions. Yep. And the real estate companies love you. I know we had the open house back here before Christmas. Places crawling with real estate agents.
Yeah.
They get it, don't they?
I think they understand.
They understand. This is a company that's not going anywhere. It's here to stay, and it's on the move. Thus the name Movement Mortgage.
Yeah.
JeremyLivesey.com. NBA All-Star Game. You watched it the other night.
I did.
What was your take?
They played defense. I was impressed. They didn't play good defense, but they played defense.
148 to 145, folks would say they didn't play any defense, but they really did. They played.
Compared to last year, they played a lot of defense.
Yes.
60-point swing.
Yep.
Yeah.
So LeBron picked his team. Did you like that format where the guys picked her?
I really did. I thought they needed to shake up because it was getting pretty boring.
Yep.
And
so they broke tradition. If you didn't watch the show, instead of naming the rosters like they normally have for the last 60-some years, this year they let LeBron James and Steph Curry, almost like Sandlot, pick their own teams. And I thought it was interesting that LeBron picked Kevin Durant, and then right there towards the end of the game, both of them were smothering Steph Curry, not letting him shoot a three to tie the game up. Durant and Curry are teammates. After I watched it, I thought, wonder how that's going to go in the old locker room come practice on Monday. But I guess
they don't care.
They don't care.
No.
They're making so much money, they don't care.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they're knocking down some serious money. The National Anthem, were you okay with Fergie? I mean, her rendition of the National Anthem?
She gave it a good try. I thought it was horrific.
Yeah.
But
apparently everybody else did too. And of course, she's already apologized. Says, it really wasn't my best job. And I'm thinking, lady, out of everybody you could have picked, you picked you on national television, a worldwide audience.
Yeah,
why did you not give us your best shot?
Yeah, she should have practiced that with somebody else.
Yeah. So,
but
anyway.
yeah, it was pretty rough.
Mm-hmm. I was disappointed as I saw the shot of the lineups going down through the camera shot. Not one player had his hand over his heart for the national anthem. I was disappointed with that with the NBA guys. So,
but they were standing.
They were standing. Mm-hmm. They were not kneeling, and they should be standing. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, when I flipped over and watched the Daytona 500, everybody in the crowd shot in the pits for the national anthem there had their hands over their heart and their hat off. So it is what it is. But I was disappointed NBA guys didn't put their hand over their heart. So, but
it was a good race. It was a good race.
It was a good race. Has nothing to do with what was on the floor. The quality of play. So the Cavaliers, everything starts back up the second half of the season Thursday night. Mm-hmm. Cleveland with a rejuvenated lineup has played very, very well. I think 3-0 since the trade deadline. Mm-hmm. So is suddenly this a team to be reckoned with?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you look at what they've got, and now they're a lot younger. I mean, I bet their average age now dropped 10 years, but they seem to have. They got more shooters now, so they're going to have a better offense. And I don't know about defense-wise, but they're outscoring some teams. And you just saw them. I don't know if you watched them play Boston the other night. They wore them out, and so it's going to be fun to watch.
Isaiah Thomas traded to the Lakers. I think his first or second game he's there gets in a fight.
Yeah.
And so, this guy,
he may be in the locker room going downhill quick.
Yeah, he may be in the locker room cancer in Cleveland. Maybe that's why Dan Gilbert, the owner, said gone. Mm-hmm. Now the question is, the $100,000 even bigger question is, does LeBron James stay? Does LeBron James move on, take his game somewhere else? He's staying in Cleveland. What do you think? If you had to make a decision right now today, what do you think?
I think he stays.
Stays. Mm-hmm. It would appear by watching his facial expressions these last three games, he seems to be happier because he's got a cast of characters around him that can play, and they're playing pretty good basketball.
Yeah, they're winning, and I think if he goes to the Western Conference, he's going to be either caught in the shuffle of all the good teams. And right now, he's top dog. I mean, he gets a free trip to the finals every year. So if he goes to Houston or to even Golden State, I mean, he's just going to be one of the top dogs down there. And I said he's really. There's so much competition on the Western Conference, it's hard to do that.
If you're the rest of the NBA and you put a LeBron James on a team that already has Kevin Durant and Steph Curry, I don't know how you stop him. I don't know how you beat him. I guess you can.
I don't think it's fair, yeah.
But it would be you're talking about a stacked team.
Yeah.
And same in Houston. If you end up in Houston, there's been some talk there. And, of course, there's also been some talk about Blake Griffin being traded to open up some money for the Clippers to bring him into L.A., and Magic's interested in getting him into a Laker uniform. So
Blake already went to Detroit.
Yes, and so they freed up his salary cap.
So they got some money now to spend.
Yeah, they traded Blake Griffin to Detroit, and they came out and said, "Hey, we're going to free this money up.
Oh yeah,
so we can go after LeBron James this summer." So
I don't think that's going to happen.
No, he's a big fish.
Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do with that, but the Clippers are going to just have to dismantle and start over.
So the argument that LeBron James is the greatest player of all time, you agree or disagree? No. That would be Mr. Jordan?
I would think so.
Yeah, I would think so, too. I would really have to argue that point with anybody that says, no, LeBron's the greatest.
I don't think LeBron's the best player in the NBA now. So.
Oh, really?
I think Durant's got him beat now. Durant's good. I mean, LeBron's got more hardware, but, I mean, as far as if they were playing against each other, I mean, Durant's pretty much got his number.
Well, that's interesting. You think Kevin Durant's the best player in the NBA right now?
I think so.
Wow.
But, I mean, LeBron has more clout, probably. But, I mean, I think as far as talent and everything else goes, I think Durant's got him beat. Plus, he's got him beat by about 6 or 7 years.
Tom Taylor Sports Show. We're live at Movement Mortgage. We're talking to Jeremy Livesey, JeremyLivesey.com. He's the manager here in the office. Again, 671, 6 hours underwriting process or quicker, 7-day processing period or quicker, and 1 day to close. And so that's what we're doing. And so January, with a typically slow month right after Christmas, and the weather was rather iffy to say the least, you still had a big month, didn't you?
Yeah, we closed just under $2 million for me, and the office closed just under, I think, 3.5 or something like that, which is not bad for January.
There you go. Typically, your big months are springtime.
Yeah, usually spring.
Right after school's out, people making moves.
Yeah, May, June, July, August, September is when we really.
That's hammer time.
Yep.
Yeah. And so he's loading up the wagon, get all the folks in here to get him ready to go.
That's exactly right.
You've got Angie, you've got McClure, you've got Jennifer, you got you.
And Rob.
and Brittany.
Yep.
And the lady at the front desk is?
Crystal.
Yep. So they got a great team here at JeremyLivesey.com. Is there anybody out there? I say this all the time when I go to Champion, and they said we got 25 to 30 financial institutions. They came out there saying, I don't think there's anybody we can't buy as far as a new vehicle. Here, is there anybody that you just feel like you can't help?
Yeah, I mean, we have credit, score
issues
and stuff like that. And then, I mean, I hate to say it, I mean, some people just aren't destined to be able to purchase right now. I mean, I think if you read, the newspaper, media, whatever you hear, the commercials, they think everybody can get a loan. And it's just not the way it is. And that's, I mean, if you start doing the subprime stuff again and stuff like that, you're going to be in the same mess that we were in, 8 years ago. But we can help people get their credit going in the right direction to get them a house, and we just don't automatically turn them down. We just tell them we'll put them on a little plan to, get them ready to purchase a house. But yeah, some people right now, I mean, unless you got a ton of money to put down, there's just not any programs out there for you.
First-time home buyers, you like to help those folks?
Yeah, they're we have some 100% programs. We have some grant programs that give them a down payment. And usually your first-time home buyers are your most appreciative ones, and they will refer you to death. I mean, they send everybody to you. So we love them.
And, of course, you also deal with folks who've gone through a divorce or have lost a loved one, so widows and widowers and divorcees. You help those folks, too?
Yeah, the divorces, we have some divorce attorneys we work with, and they will send us, as the divorces go, it usually hurts the family and it hurts their credit. And so we try to get them, moving in the right direction before all the bad stuff happens. So we take care of if it's a refinance or a purchase or whatever they need to do. So we do take care of that.
VA loans.
Love them.
All about that.
They're easy.
Yep. Yeah. And most folks say they're not easy, but you've got a system in place that makes it easy.
Yeah. I mean, I think they're probably the easiest loans out there.
There you go. If you're looking for a VA loan, who typically I don't know much about VA loans. Who can qualify for a VA loan?
If you're a veteran of at least, if you're in active duty for at some point, either in like overseas or whatever, depending on the length of the time you're over there, you can get 100% financing. If you're in the reserves for at least 6 years, or if your spouse would qualify and they're passed away, the surviving spouse also has the eligibility. So.
There you go. So lots of options I didn't know about. Of course, I'm not a veteran, so but I believe in the country and the veterans that served us. And so the VA loans are easy, as he says. So if you're out there and you're looking and you're interested, JeremyLivesey.com, LIVESAY.com, and Jeremy spelled JEREMY, JeremyLivesey.com. Check him out on the website, and so they can contact you and you can kind of get the ball rolling right there on your website.
Absolutely.
Yep. That's what it's all about. So if you had to stop it today, starting the second half of the NBA season, who is in the NBA Finals right now? If you started today, who do you think?
Probably Cleveland, and I hate to say it, probably Houston.
Oh, really?
Houston's good.
Think they're going to dethrone the world champions?
Lord, I hope so.
You don't like Golden State?
I'm just tired of watching them win.
Gotcha. What about Toronto?
Toronto is notorious for doing well in the regular season and just fizzling out in the playoffs. So they won't make it to the finals.
Celtics?
Celtics, not with Cleveland's new lineup. I don't think the Celtics can hang with them.
In the West, what about my Spurs?
Spurs are about a year or two out. They need some
help.
They need some youngins.
They're old and they're tired.
Yeah.
Ginobili and Parker. And, of course, Leonard's been on the shelf. I don't know if he's come back this year or not.
I hope so, but, yeah, they need some help.
Yeah.
But give me a year or two. They'll be fine.
Popovich.
Yeah.
Incredible coach.
Now, if LeBron went anywhere in the West, that's where he needs to go.
He would look good in silver and black. Yes, he would. And he would instantly change that franchise.
Absolutely.
And crazier things have happened, I can tell you that.
And he would at least have a good coach behind him.
Yes. Jeremy Livesey, JeremyLivesey.com. We're going to come back in a little while. There's a McClure, and McClure's got to go, so you're going to come back here in a little while and do this all over again.
Cool.
Yeah, we can talk, and I love coming over here. It's a cool place, and got some cool digs. It's a brand new office. It's been here since October. It looks like it just opened the place up, so it is swanky, spiffy.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, we keep it clean. It looks pretty.
Oh, yeah. Looks pretty.
I take pride.
Hold that thought. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. We'll go to the top of the hour. We will go to Northern Virginia. We'll talk NASCAR. Also next hour, Jimmy Miller, the wrestling coach at Science Hill, is going to join us by phone and brag about his kids that brought home state championship. Also, Dobbins Minute's kids brought home some state championship wrestling trophies as individuals. So wrestling beginning to really take off here in Northeast Tennessee, thanks to guys like Jimmy Miller and Buzzy Man, the former coach at Dobbins Minute, old Buzz. And so he kind of really got it going, I thought. And he really put in a lot of hours to build up wrestling in this area, starting at Dobbins Minute, and it's kind of mushroomed. And so we'll talk to Jimmy Miller, one of those coaches that is doing very well right now. Quick break. Also, we have a football coach that stepped down here locally and a new soccer coach. And we'll tell you all about that coming up in our local segment right after this here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the things that owner Tim Smith is most proud of is their hard-earned certifications.
We are an ASE Blue Seal shop, which is important because what it tells the customer is we care enough to get certified, not in one certain area of cars. You have to be certified in 8 different certifications and 8 different tests you have to take, and you have to be updated on them yearly to make sure that you're up to date. We not only have one of those, we have 3 ASE master technicians here. With the ratio, it goes into a ratio, and we're a Blue Seal shop. So it tells you that we care about training and we care about knowing about your car. We want to help fix it right.
American Import and Auto Repair, West Market Street, Johnson City, home of the free loaner car program. Open 6 days a week. Call today, 913-3111.
Hi, I'm Rob Cole with Bays Mountain Park. There's something for everyone at Bays Mountain Park. Whether you're an outdoor enthusiast or simply looking to get away and relax, Bays Mountain Park in Kingsport, Tennessee is the perfect destination. For only $4 per vehicle, enjoy 3,500 acres of breathtaking scenery, featuring 40 miles of hiking trails, wildlife habitat, one of the Southeast's premier planetariums, and much, much more. For more information, please visit www.baysmountain.com or call us at 423-229-9447. Bays Mountain Park, one of the Tri-City's best places for learning, leisure, and recreation.
If you're catching some waves or just playing in the yard, it is important to protect yourself. You may not feel the sun's heat, but UV rays can still damage your skin even in cloudy weather. Blue Lizard Sunscreen, recommended by pharmacists and dermatologists nationwide. Our SPF 30-plus formulations use only the highest quality ingredients for broad-spectrum protection. As a reminder to protect yourself, our bottle turns blue when UV light is present. Blue Lizard, we've got you covered.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Let's go to the phone. He's there, our dear friend Mike Hedrick. Good, not quite afternoon yet. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Doing great up here, Northern Virginia. It's sunny. Going to be 75 today. Got a nice little wind. Feeling very spring-like, which is good there. It's racing season. It's all good.
So when the weather gets this way, does Mama go, this would be a good time to do a few chores today? Are we in the chore mode today?
We're in the chore. You know the rule, Tom. I'm not allowed to play NASCAR until I get my chores done. And so I got those done early this morning. So I'm ready to go. Had a great weekend of racing down there at Daytona.
Absolutely. Let's jump in and start off with the Truck Series. Johnny Sauter winning Friday night, and kind of go back and recap the truck race. All 3 races were bang, bang, full of excitement, which exactly is what NASCAR wanted and needed, quite frankly, to start the year. So start with the Truck Series and Johnny Sauter. Tell me about it.
Well, it was a great race. You had the veterans out there running well, and not just Johnny Sauter, but Joe Nemechek was out there, and it was a great race. I mean, there was a few cautions. You expect that at Daytona, but really, I mean, it was a handful. Johnny Sauter pulled it off at the end. You always like a veteran. He's a past champion. He knows how to set a stage. He knows how to get those stage points. So that was a really great race. It started us off really good and took us right into that Xfinity race. Now, the Xfinity race, that was a whole nother thing, because not only do you have a lot of guys from that series, but we also had a lot of Cup drivers coming down into there. So, and really they dominated the first part of that whole race. I mean, even Kyle Larson got stage 1. Chase Elliott in the number 88 for Junior Motorsports gets stage 2. But really, and a big wreck right there at lap 121 really took out 18 cars, and really it took out just about every one of the Cup drivers right there. Tyler Reddick in that number 9 Junior Motorsports car keeps the legacy of that car going. He goes ahead to get the wins. It takes him to the top of the standings for them, but just shows how strong that Junior Motorsports team is. Elliott Sadler finished second, so he was right there on Junior's team as well. But we've had just such great. We've had Chase Elliott go to a championship in that car. We've had the young William Byron go to a championship in that car last year. So Tyler Reddick had his hands full, and he really did a great job.
Want to say hello to Jerry Keller. Good afternoon, my friend. Also, Renee McNeil and Cherry Purdy watching out in Cleveland, Texas. That's Bradley's better half. So hello to you kids watching the show. We appreciate that very much. You go back to the truck race for just a second. We had this young man on last year, Mike, because he raced at Kingsport Speedway here locally in the short track concrete jungle. Justin Fontaine, the rookie driver, finished 10th. Started 17th in the Promatic Automation Super Essex Chevrolet, and so a nice start for the rookie driver. Again, qualified 17th and finished in top 10, so obviously he's got a lot of momentum heading off to Atlanta this weekend for the next stop. And then the Xfinity Series, again, Dale Earnhardt Jr., happy camper because his guys go 1 and 2. The rookie driver Tyler Reddick and the veteran driver Elliott Sadler again ran 1 and 2. The pole sitter Daniel Hemrick finishes a disappointing 26 for that young man. But again, Tyler Reddick, Elliott Sadler, Ryan Reed, Kaz Gralla, the rookie driver, Garrett Smithley, Spencer Gallagher, Ryan Truex, Daniel Suarez, Ross Chastain, and Brandon Jones, the top 10, again in the Xfinity Series race that happened again on Saturday and went into overtime as well. The closest finish in the history of NASCAR, Mike Hedrick, and again, the NASCAR gun couldn't even come up with it because it was that close. It actually kicked out .000. 3 inches separated Tyler Reddick from his teammate to win the Xfinity Series. That's exactly what NASCAR needed, I feel like, starting this season, and we call it the season of transition. What do you think?
Well, I think it was great, and that was a very close finish. And like we said, that series right there is so good for young drivers coming up. And like you said, I mean, even drivers that are in the rookie series, that are or rookies coming up. There's about 5 or 6 different rookies at Daytona, and to be a rookie at Daytona, that just had to have been white knuckle driving. And so, especially for the guys that are right up front, Tyler Reddick and Elliott Sadler, those guys right there, they're fighting for it. They're basically told, don't wreck the cars by Junior. But yeah, that was a great race, and I loved every minute of that. The way the series is nowadays, if people say, well, hey, I watch NASCAR, and they're really talking about the Cup Series, but you really got to watch the Xfinity Series. You really need to watch that Camping World Truck Series, because there's a lot of the racers that you're going to see in Cup in a few years. These are the races, and these are the Friday and Saturdays that you're going to see these up-and-coming drivers.
We're talking to Mike Hedrick again, the NASCAR Fans Reporter. Joins us twice a week. He'll be back with us on Friday, as we'll be at Freddy's in North Johnson City. So you look at the Daytona 500. Austin Dillon brings home that Dow Chevrolet. It was kind of because it was the anniversary of Dale Sr.'s passing when he lost his life back in, 2001. So 17 years to the day that he is fatally injured again at Daytona. The number 3 goes into victory lane, the Dow Chevrolet. Darrell Wallace Jr., the rookie driver in the Click and Close Chevrolet, hanging right there strong for Richard Petty Motorsports. So Denny Hamlin, Joey Logano, Chris Busch are rounding out the top 5. Then comes Paul Menard, Ryan Blaney, who led 100 laps to the race, Ryan Newman, Michael McDowell, love to see him in the Love's Travel Stops Ford finishing 9th, and then A.J. Allmendinger finishing 10th. So your take on the racing of the 60th running of the Daytona 500?
I thought it was a great race from the very beginning with Dale Jr. out there doing the call to, drivers start your engines and everything. it was great from the very beginning. I mean, it had started off with rookie in Dale's car, and that number 88 right there on the pole. Alex Bowman did a great job. Got a P17 finished up. But, yeah, there was just great racing the whole time. And the cool thing about that is and sure it was, the number 3 winning. That was also 20 years since Dale Sr. had won it himself for the very first time. So very special win last night for the number 3 for Richard Childress Racing. Austin Dillon, like I said, it was 20 years since Dale got that one. I like the belly slide that they did after the win. And as a fan, I really liked how he did a burnout that was in like a big number 3, giving all the credit to Dale Sr. But again, a big part of that whole story is rookie Darrell Wallace Jr. in that iconic number 43. I think he is just as big of a story right there. Just coming into the series as full-time Cup ride there with Richard Petty. It was just great to see him get that second place. If you caught some of the footage of him in the media center after the race, he really was emotional. It was just great seeing it just come out of him, how hard he had been trying and how much he had put into that for his family and all that. And even on his way home, he stopped by DEI and gave the old 3-finger salute for Dale Sr. So great for those two young guys, great for those 2 car numbers. The last time that they had a finish of the number 3 in first and the number 43 in second place was at Bristol Motor Speedway. So I think we're going to see great racing here in just barely 2 months right there. I think we're going to see all these young guys piling on there at Bristol.
54 days to the Food City 500. We're talking to Mike Hendrick. 24 lead changes among 14 drivers at Daytona. Alex Bowman on the pole, Denny Hamlin, Justin Marks, Kurt Busch, Eric Jones, Ricky Stenhouse, Chase Elliott, Joey Logano, Ryan Blaney, Paul Menard, Martin Truex Jr., A.J. Allmendinger. Scanning down through, let's see. You also had, of course, Eric Almirola led that next to last lap, and then Austin Dillon got the last lap. So 24 lead changes among 14 different drivers. That tells me that these guys are very, very competitive. There's a lot of parity in the sport, and I think that's good when you have 24 lead changes among 14 drivers at Daytona. That obviously tells me that nobody dominated the race, although Ryan Blaney led for 100 laps. But again, I think that speaks well for the racing competition heading off to Atlanta this week.
Yeah, and speaking of lead changes, how about that very last lead change with Eric Almirola just getting past? He's leading for 1 lap, and here comes Austin Dillon at number 3. To me, he just moved him out of the way. I think if that would have been a lot of other drivers, had that been a Denny Hamlin, that would have done that. I think you'd have had screaming. I think if that would have been a Kyle Busch, you would have had, or a few other drivers, you'd had a lot of people screaming. But because it was the number 3, I guess it's okay. But yeah, that was a tough pass on Eric Almirola. He took it very well. He said he would have done the same thing. But did the number 3 get the pass on the pass there, Tom? What do you think?
That's a great question. Did he get to pass? Did he do a clean, is what you're saying? Is that what you're asking me?
Yeah. Did he was it a clean pass? And if it wasn't a clean pass, is it just okay because he is the number 3? I don't know.
Wasn't a clean pass. He tapped him and got him out of the way, but that's racing. And he actually said in the post-race conference, did Austin Dillon, said, look, if we go to the Super Speedway in Talladega, which is our next Super Speedway race, and Eric Almirola does the same thing to me, I get it. He said, look, he would have done the same things. We're trying to win the Daytona 500. He said, he quoted the late Dale Sr., it's just racing. I would agree with that. Eric Almirola took it, I thought, pretty well, but, he's got to be disappointed he was this close to winning the Daytona 500, gets tapped and gets moved out of the way. So was it clean? Yes. No, I don't think it was. Do you think that'll be a chance for a revenge? Absolutely. I think somewhere down the line. And Austin Dillon even conceded. Dillon said, hey, if we get in the same situation, I would expect him to do the same thing. We're racing for the win. In this case, racing for what more times than not becomes a career-changing win for all these drivers is to win the Daytona 500. So, yeah, I do think it was not clean, but I do think it was part of racing, and, it's just the way it goes. You're out there trying to win a race. If you and I are out there, I think the world of you, but if I can win it and you're in my way, I'm going to move you out, and I would expect you to do the same thing to me. So that's just part of it. But anyway, they head off to Atlanta this weekend. Harvick set on the pole a year ago. Brad Keselowski won the race in Atlanta, and so they'll race there. It's a triple-header weekend of racing as well at Atlanta Motor Speedway. So the new team roster rule used. What do you think about that? What's your story and what's your take on that, my friend?
Well, as the season goes along, we're going to be popping up some of these new rules as they come up, and they were actually, we're seeing them actually being enforced. And there's a new rule. We saw it in the Xfinity Race with the number 3 car. Now, they had some problems with their suspension, and NASCAR actually ejected the number 3 crew chief and the car chief. Now, before, you would have just made up some calls. You'd have called back up to Charlotte. You'd have called around. You'd have got another crew chief or another guy to replace it, but you can't this year. Now, NASCAR teams have to provide, or the Cup teams have to provide NASCAR with a roster of each and every person for each weekend. So they're limited to the 5 people going over the wall and 12 pit crew, road crew members. That's your mechanics and engineers, and also your crew chiefs and your spotters. So they have to go to that roster. Now, in this roster, they have to go to that. They can only go now. If they have a multi-car team, they can go to one of the teams and pick somebody. But they have to pick somebody from their own roster. Now, here's the crazy spot. If they pick somebody who is not on their roster, and NASCAR finds out about it, let's say it's just a tire changer, and you grab up a tire changer from wherever, and he's not on your roster. If NASCAR sees that, they will basically eject that person from the remainder of the event, and NASCAR will look around to the rest of the crew and pick out somebody else to eject for the rest of the event too. So it's kind of neat that you have a certain amount of people that you can bring, and they're on that roster. But it was just the first time that we've seen that used. Now, is this going to be a good thing or a bad thing? I think it makes people have more value that you're on there. Will it make it difficult, like here, to be able to pull somebody and put them on top of a crew box? I think that limits you. You're going to have somebody that's there. But that's the first time that we've seen that rule about requiring that people only be used from on that roster.
We're talking to Mike Edry, the NASCAR fans reporter. He joins us twice a week. We love it. He gives such a great report. We're going to talk about going over the edge here in just a second. But psychologically, we talk about the guys who did well. Let's talk about the guys who did not have a good Sunday at Daytona, namely Jimmy Johnson finishing 38th, Daniel Suarez 37th, Eric Jones 36th. So Gibbs guys, 2 of those in the back of the pack. Danica finishes out her career at Daytona finishing 35th, Casey Kane 34th, Chase Elliott caught up in that wreck 33rd, Brad Keselowski 32nd, Kevin Harvick finishing 31st, Mike. So those are some of the big names in NASCAR who did not do well at Daytona. Psychologically, is that a blow to the season? Do they kind of just shrug it off and say, we'll go get them in Atlanta? Or does that kind of set the tone for 2018, having done poorly at Daytona?
Yeah, I think that you can't let it get you that distracted. I think that even when I was watching the race, one of the guys that I was cheered for went out very early. And you just have to go, well, that's the nature of the beast at Daytona. You just have to live to fight another day. Like you said, there's some big guys. When we look at the point standings, Jimmy Johnson is almost at the very bottom in 36 with just 1 point. I mean, down there with him is Casey Kane and Eric Jones and Brad Keselowski. Those guys can't let this get to them. They have, and they won't. They'll rise above this. They know that Atlanta's coming next week. Atlanta's a real racetrack. It's a fast racetrack, and it's more back into the driver's hands. Where you're at Daytona, some of it is you've got to be a good driver, but some of it the good drivers just get taken out. So I don't think that you're going to see the good guys let this get to them. Some of the smaller teams, this might set their pace back a little bit, but the good teams, like we said, those main top 10 kind of drivers, they're going to rebound. They're going to be just fine, I think.
We'll talk more about this on Friday, but again, looking ahead to this weekend to Atlanta, it's a triple header, the Truck Series. Christopher Bell won it last year, one of 5 wins he picked up in 2017. He'll be the defending champ of that race. It remains to be seen if he'll be in the truck again for the Truck Series in Atlanta. Kyle Busch, again, coming back after his second straight year of starting on the pole and winning the race. He did it both in 16 and 17. We'll see if he comes back. Mike, we found out, of course, in the off-season, NASCAR is now limiting the Cup drivers to how many Xfinity Series races they can be in. So we'll see if Kyle Busch opts to race. I haven't seen the drivers' lineup yet, their entry list. We'll see. We'll have that by tomorrow, and we'll see if Kyle Busch is going to be in that Xfinity Series. And then again, the Cup Series, Kevin Harvick sat on the pole a year ago, and Brad Keselowski got one of his 3 wins last year by winning in Atlanta. So you have Keselowski, Kyle Busch, and Christopher Bell defending their respective wins from a year ago in Atlanta. Atlanta is a fast track. We were looking here, the fastest lap at Daytona during the 500. Kyle Larson, lap 42, went 202.982 miles per hour. That's picking them up, putting them down, my friend. So another fast tractor heading to Atlanta this weekend, and the drivers love Atlanta Motor Speedway.
And they do it. I'm getting ready to start doing all my homework on Atlanta. It is a great track, and these guys got to get back into this thing and get moving, get everything going for the whole season. Because there's always the standings. You can't go back and look at that last race. And the funny thing about the standings, in the way with that point stage racing, and actually they gave some of the points for the duels. We would normally think that whoever won the Daytona 500, say Austin Dillon, that he would be at the top of the standings, but he's not. Ryan Blaney actually got 10 points from winning his dual race, so you combine that with a very good finish, and he's at the top of the standings. Ryan Blaney, Joey Logano, Austin Dillon, Darrell Wallace Jr., Paul Menard, Michael McDowell, Denny Hamlin, Ryan Newman, and Eric Almirola, the top 9, top 10 right there. So these points are adding up in a lot of different ways. These guys know that they got to be fast from the very beginning. Well, I'm expecting that at Atlanta. Like I said, that's a very fast track, and I really think the stage points and the stage racing has upped the game. Is upped it from the very beginning. We saw very aggressive driving at the Daytona 500 from the very get-go. That's something that we've only seen here since the stage racing. I think Atlanta is only going to get hotter, Tom.
With the 2 wins, Austin Dillon now in his career in NASCAR, he now sits alongside active drivers David Reagan, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., A.J. Allmendinger. Check that. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and David Reagan both have 2 wins now. So does Austin Dillon. Some of the other guys are sitting at 2 that have retired from the sport. Juan Pablo Montoya. Let's see. Who else? John Andretti. Derek Cope, Ricky Craven. Some of these guys have all had 2 wins. So, again, Austin Dillon moving up the wins list is now tied with David Reagan and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. among active drivers with 2 wins each. So Dillon will put it right back out there again this weekend for the running of the race again, as we said, at Atlanta Motor Speedway, the Quick Folds Honor 500. You look at Over the Edge, April the 7th. My man's going to go over the edge of Bristol Motor Speedway for a great cause. Tell me what's going on.
Oh, I got to tell you about this. Now, everybody, I've been on your show for about a year and everything, and everybody hears me on the radio. But the thing about being on the radio is there's 2 things that you miss about me. One is how incredibly handsome that I am.
Yes.
And the other one is that I've got a missing leg. I've had an accident way back, and so I have a prosthetic leg. Well, a month ago, seems like a brown recluse got to me. I guess I had my, out there sitting on the back porch or whatever, and I got bit in my leg inside that goes inside the prosthetic. Now, all the country boys down there will know what a mess that a brown recluse will do to you. So right now I'm healing up from that, and I got a few weeks that I'm going to not be on my leg, but I'm still doing a lot of push-ups and sit-ups because, like you said, I'm going over the edge. They've got a big thing going with Speedway's children's charities there and the YWCA in Tennessee and Virginia, to a bunch of myself, and I'm not sure how many other people have signed up for this. But, yeah, we're going to be rappelling down the iconic Bristol elevator tower. It's about 10 stories. It's about 200 feet. When we were talking about this, Tom, about who was going to go, we decided we were going to send the most expendable man from the Tom Taylor Show. So I'm training. I'm going to be heading over the edge, Tom.
Yep, and I'm right there with you. Financially, we're going to back you. And again, the Over the Edge is open to the first 85 brave individuals who raise $1,500. If you're interested, you can go to the Speedway Children's Charities website and find out more. And, of course, also another part of this is called Toss the Boss. And apparently, Jerry Caldwell, the executive vice president and general manager, is going to be going over the side as well. It's Toss the Boss Day, so apparently this is catching on, and it's April the 7th. It's a ways off, but it really isn't. So you can find out more by going to speedwaycharities.org/Bristol. Again, Mike Hedrick's in. He's going over the edge. This is a fundraiser for Speedway Children's Charities and the YWCA in Bristol. So that's a great cause, and not a better guy that's a member of the Tom Taylor Sports Show than put Mike over the edge. And old Tom will stand down there. I'll catch you. How about that? I'll be down to, just in case the harness, something goes wrong, I'll be down the bottom, big guy, to catch you. How's that?
I like it. I'm going to appreciate the moral support. Hey, if any of the listeners want to donate a little bit, I'll go ahead and put the link over to mine. I think I've got a few donations coming in this weekend. We're looking really strong. We should hit the 1/3 mark here by the time we hit the show on Friday. But appreciate all the support. It's going to be I think it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I've had that Bristol Tower and my backdrop for a lot of years, working on the fan zone stage right there. It's always been something over my shoulder, and everybody comes down there to get a picture with the Bristol Tower in the background. So it's been very important in my life, and to be able to try to do something to help out. We hear a lot about ladies and women in the news right now and things that are going on. Well, the YWCA and paired up with the Speedway's Children's Charity, they're all about trying to end racism and empower women. And, there's not much that I can do, but if I can fling my little self over the edge of the wall to try to help out, I'm all about it, Tom.
You got it. Hey, great report, my friend. Again, we'll talk to you again Friday, getting ready for a big triple-header weekend of racing at Atlanta Motor Speedway. We'll have more to talk about then. So, screen taters, and I'll talk to you Friday, all right?
All right, guys. Screen taters, everybody. Woohoo! God bless you real good.
There you go, my man. Thanks again. Mike Hedrick, phenomenal job. Thank you, my friend. He does great, and he really adds to the show, and I appreciate him very much being with us. And, yes, Mike, again, has a prosthetic leg, but that doesn't stop him. He is he's a go-getter, and I appreciate him and his intestinal fortitude. I mean, he's a gut check kind of guy. He just gets out there and gets after it. And again, was bitten by a brown recluse spider, and you know what that does to folks. And so it's caused him some problems. Has it slowed him down? No. Can't. What's that old Alabama song? Can't keep a good man down. So Mike Hedrick going to be there April the 7th, and he'll be back with us on Friday on the show. The National Hockey League from last night, let's run them down for you. The Nashville Predators on the ice pick up win number 35 against 14 losses. Predators skate past Ottawa 5-2 in Nashville. Other winners last night, Minnesota 5-3 winners in New York against the Islanders. Washington gets the 34th win of the season, a 3-2 win on the ice at Buffalo last night. The Boston Bruins pick up win number 36 with a 2-1 win at Calgary. The Los Angeles Kings go to Chicago and beat the Blackhawks 3-1, and Anaheim shuts out one of the winningest programs and one of the winningest franchises in all of the National Hockey League. The Vegas Golden Knights last night beat them 2-0 in Las Vegas. Tonight, the Predators come right back and skate in Detroit against the Red Wings. Nashville at 35-14. The Red Wings at 24-25 will drop the puck tonight at 7:30 in the Motor City. Red Wings hosting the Nashville Predators. Also tonight, good one. Tampa Bay at 39-17. I think they're the winningest team in the National Hockey League. In Washington, the Battle of the Capitals at 34-18. That's a great matchup tonight. Also, San Jose at 32-19 skates in St. Louis against the Blues. They're 34-22. That's a great matchup. And also tonight, the LA Kings at 32-22 on the ice in Winnipeg against the Jets, who are 35-15. So some good ones tonight involving teams that are at the top of the National Hockey League. Tampa Bay skating at Washington, San Jose at St. Louis, and the LA Kings in Winnipeg. Other matches tonight, Montreal skates at Philadelphia, Florida, Toronto, Columbus, the Blue Jackets in New Jersey to skate there. Boston, the Bruins will be in Edmonton to skate against the Oilers, and the Colorado Avalanche will be in Vancouver against, I love it, the Vancouver Canucks. I love to say that name, and I don't know why. Tom Taylor Sports Show, quick break. We'll be right back. We'll check in with Jimmy Miller, the head wrestling coach at Science Hill, talking about the kids who've done well this past couple of weeks in the state wrestling tournament that concluded down in Franklin, Tennessee. He joins us coming up next year as we roll through show number 692 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Blue Lizard Australian Sunscreen originated in Australia, where sunscreen standards are the strictest in the world. Although our products are now manufactured here in the U.S., we continue to adhere to the most stringent Australian standards to offer the best in broad-spectrum sun protection. Blue Lizard, the brand most recommended by pediatricians and dermatologists. Our smart bottle turns blue in the presence of UV rays, reminding you to cover up. You bring the sun, Blue Lizard brings the magic.
Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City is starting off 2018 with monster savings on over 350 new Chevrolets to choose from. Take advantage of these awesome savings for a limited time only. Silverado Crew and Double Cabs, $10,000 off MSRP. 17 Spark, $11,995. 18 Equinox, $19,995. 17 Traverse, $28,995. 17 Corvette, 20% off MSRP. Shop us online 24/7, and don't forget our Saturday parts and service hours. Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City, where we leave you asking, how do they do that?
The savings continue the month of February at Max Medicine Mart in Kingsport. All natural factors 20% off. Folic acid, CoQ10, apple cider vinegar capsules, B12. They're all on sale. Anything natural factors, all 20% off the month of February at Max Medicine Mart. No coupons, no limits. It's a flat 20% off anytime you buy natural factors in February at Max Medicine Mart. Max Medicine Mart, Center Street, Kingsport. Natural factors 20% off in February. Make tracks to Max Medicine Mart.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, you see on the screen on the phone with us Coach Jimmy Miller of Science Hill Wrestling, having a phenomenal year and really has done a lot to push this sport to where it is today. It continues to grow here in Northeast Tennessee. Coach, good afternoon, my friend. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you, Tom. I really appreciate you having me on today.
Absolutely. Growing up in West Virginia, wrestling was a big, big deal. And I know we used to have tournaments and we let out school and go out, in school time and watch the gym be full of wrestling and kids, and they'd have big meets coming to town. So I remember when I was a kid, it was a big deal. It's becoming a big deal here in Northeast Tennessee thanks to you and some other coaches that really put in the time to make it go. So let's brag on Science Hill Wrestling, and let's take a step back and kind of give us an overview of the season that just concluded.
Well, we finished up both the regular season dual state tournament and the traditional state tournament, both as state runner-up here at Science Hill. We had 5 individual medalists, 2 of those being state champions. A senior, Luke Story, at the 138-pound weight division, and then a junior and a 2-time state medalist, Chase Deal, at 160 pounds. The kids put things together this year. We had a really great off season. This vision for our program was something that we put out there for ourselves about 6-8 months ago, and the kids just turned it up and kept trying to find ways to win things.
Talk about the feeder program, because that's one of the keys to making this thing go. You got to have these kids coming up learning the basics down in the younger grades and younger age groups. So talk about how you've got a great feeder system in progress at Science Hill.
Well, in Johnson City, we're fortunate enough to have what we call the Little Toppers Wrestling Club, which is ran by Martin Fry. Coach Fry, his son actually wrestles for our high school team. You'll see kids in there from kindergarten to 5th, 6th grade. And then we've started 4 or 5 years ago, we started our middle school program through our Liberty Bell Middle School, which is coached by Coach Price and Coach McKinney and Coach Sherlnight. These are all former coaches at the high school or former wrestlers for us, and so we're trying to get kids on the mat consistently. Some kids you'll see, some kids will get in there at 4 or 5 years old and wrestle all the way through their graduation at 18. And then that feeds into our high school program, and we'll just keep trying to mold and to form those kids as they come through those groups, and eventually we're able to keep working and through our schedule, through our rigorous schedule. I mean, we're putting quality kids on the mat each and every season.
It's not just for guys; girls wrestle too. You've had some that have had success at Science Hill. Tell me about that too, would you please?
Yeah, Coach Renner, our head women's coach here, has won multiple state titles. I think he had four girls medal this last weekend at the state tournament. I think he came in 5th place. Does a great job with our young ladies, and we're continuing to try to make that sport grow. It's growing in our state and it's growing in our country. And I think we were one of the first 2 teams in the state of Tennessee to ever field a girls program, probably 8 to 9 years ago. And so Coach Renner and Coach Price there worked through that girls program. Coach Renner was a pioneer of that. That was really his baby, and that was something that he really pushed and has ever since I've been here.
We're talking to Jimmy Miller.
We have.
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I was just saying, we have girls in our youth program. Coach Price has young girls coming in. We have girls in our middle school program, and so the girls wrestling is starting to move to Northeast Tennessee.
Arthur James, Denzel Mendina, Jim Calogaris. Again, these guys didn't win the state championship, but did very, very well. You look at Dobbins Minutes, Brenton Salyers, and you look at Tennessee High's Dylan Penley, Gavin Russell down at Crockett. These guys finished in the top 10 in the state, which is certainly nothing to be ashamed of. So if you had to grade a high school wrestling here in Northeast Tennessee right now, A, B, C, or D, how would you grade it out right now?
I think overall as our region, I would think would be in there in that B range.
Mm-hmm.
We're definitely making strides as programs, as teams. We're getting more kids on the podium. We're getting more youth programs involved. We're getting more middle schools. We have to get at a higher competition level inside those programs. I mean, our middle school teams have to wrestle tougher and tougher schedules. Our youth programs have to continue to travel and go find ways to get beat and find ways to get better. And so that's going to bleed over to our high school programs, and those kids that are making their way through the system, they're going to eventually, once they walk in the room, it's going to make our region better and better.
And for folks who may not know this, there are scholarship dollars out there to wrestle in college, is there not?
Absolutely. They don't come easy, but there's both men and women's scholarship opportunities available to go on to college, to wrestle here locally. You can go to King. We have some kids. We're looking at different programs. You have a in-state Division I program at Chattanooga, and then we have a lot of local small D2, D3 schools here in our southeastern states.
We're talking to Jimmy Miller. So you got kids coming up, and you got kids playing basketball, playing Little League baseball, playing soccer. What does it take for a kid, boy or girl, to be a wrestler? Well, are you looking for a particular kind of kid, or do they have to be built a certain way? Or what's it take to be a good wrestler as a little person, and then they, of course, grow up and mature and go into the high school level?
I think, Tom, that's a great question. Size doesn't matter. We have weight classes. You're going to wrestle kids, no matter if you're really big, you're really small. You're going to wrestle kids your weight and your ability level and your grade level. I think something that our kids need is dedication and resilience. The right mindset to come in and work, because wrestling's not easy. You're going to get your mouth smacked, and you got to figure out how to respond, and you got to make sure you respond the right way. And you got to show up every day, ready to work, ready to get better.
And now the season is over. Wrestling is done for as far as on the high school level for the year. What is there? Travel clubs, or what do these kids do now to get better between now and next wrestling season?
We're hosting a big tournament on March 10th and 11th. It's called the King of the Hill Duels. It's a big southeastern regional all-star type event here at Science Hill. Our kids wrestle. Most of our kids, a lot of our kids are multi-sport athletes, and some of our kids are one-sport athletes.
Mm-hmm.
And those kids wrestle 10 months a year. So we're coming right out of high school season. We're going right into the travel season in March and April and May, and we'll wrestle in national events here in Science Hill, Virginia Beach. We'll go to Atlanta, Georgia. We'll wrestle all over the Southeast to try to keep seeing folks and getting better.
Awesome. Last question before I let you go. In basketball, I guess if you wanted to meet the number one basketball player in the country right now, it'd probably be LeBron James. Football, I guess, it'd be Tom Brady. I guess that would be up to each personal taste who they think the best player is. If I want to go out and meet the number one wrestler right now, and we're not talking about what we see on TV, the WWE, we're talking about wrestling collegiately and on the high school level, who is the marquee, or who are more than one if there is, who are the folks that all these kids would like to go out and meet right now and get an autograph?
That's That's a hard question, Tom, because, I mean, these kids are a lot of our kids follow college wrestling. We have kids that are wrestling crazy. They're on their phones. They're watching matches live on their phones, on the internet. The technology's out there for you to scout these kids. You know, the big prevalent programs right now is, you know, Iowa, Penn State, Ohio State, Michigan. And so I'm sure they could tell you 500 kids throughout the country that they think's the best. You know, and pound for pound, I don't even know. I wouldn't even begin to tell you who I think the best guy is. You know, Ohio State has an Olympic gold medalist that's wrestling collegiately for them. So it's hard to tell, Tom. I mean, it's hard to say. It's what style you like, what kind of kids you like, and you know, school. You know, if you ask me the same question about on where my you know, what my likings are, it depends on maybe the answer I gave you.
Exactly.
So it's hard to tell. I mean, but, you know, Penn State right now is still the team to beat. You know, their coach is a multiple-time national champion. He's finding ways to put kids in the right position.
The sport is growing, and he's part of it. Jimmy Miller, the wrestling coach at Science Hill High School. Coach, congratulations on a great season. I know you're busy. Thank you for your time, and, hey, we'll talk to you soon, all right?
Tom, thank you so much for all you do for us.
Yes, sir. Good man right there. Jimmy Miller, again, the wrestling coach at Science Hill. Appreciate him very much being with us here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. And, you know, I just wondered who is the one everybody looks up to, and that's a great answer, that there's so many good college programs out there. They all have their individual stars, so I guess it's a personal preference. And, you know, the heavyweight guys like a heavyweight wrestler, and, you know, the lighter weight guys would like someone that they can relate to because they're in a lighter weight class, and that certainly makes sense. Quick break. We'll be right back. We've got some coaches stepping away, coaches being added here locally, and also we've got the 2018 Virginia Tech football schedule hot off the press. We'll tell you about that coming up next year on show number 692 at Movement Mortgage, where we are today at the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at FCA.org.
Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City is starting off 2018 with monster savings on over 350 new Chevrolets to choose from. Take advantage of these awesome savings for a limited time only. Silverado Crew and Double Cabs, $10,000 off MSRP. 17 Spark, $11,995. 18 Equinox, $19,995. 17 Traverse, $28,995. 17 Corvette, 20% off MSRP. Shop us online 24/7, and don't forget our Saturday parts and service hours. Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City, where we leave you asking, how do they do that?
The savings continue the month of February at Max Medicine in Kingsport. All natural factors 20% off. Folic acid, CoQ10, apple cider vinegar capsules, B12. They're all on sale. Anything natural factors, all 20% off the month of February at Max Medicine Mart. No coupons, no limits. It's a flat 20% off anytime you buy natural factors in February at Max Medicine Mart. Max Medicine Mart, Center Street, Kingsport. Natural factors 20% off in February. Make tracks to Max Medicine Mart.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us again on this Tuesday live at Movement Mortgage. See behind us, Movement Mortgage. Check him out on the website at jeremylivesey.com. You'll come back in and join us one more time. And a coach is stepping away and a coach being added. Robbie Norris stepping down as football coach at Sullivan North High School in Kingsport to concentrate on his duties as the athletic director at the school. Again, Norris has been Norris athletic director since last year. He's been the head football coach since 2006. He's put together a record of 85-50 while making the playoffs 9 times and winning 2 conference championships. He had 2 teams make the state quarterfinals. The 2011 team at Sullivan North went 12-1. The 2012 squad was 11-2. Norris was also an assistant at North from 1996 to 2001 before serving on Graham Clark's staff at Dobbins-Bennett for 4 years. So again, stepping away as the football coach. They'll start a search immediately. Coach Norris felt like there's some folks very qualified on the staff already just to be elevated to the head coach at Sullivan North. So Robbie Norris staying on as athletic director, but stepping down as the head football coach after a record of 85-50 at Sullivan North High School. Also a new coach for soccer at Crockett High School. Michael Smeltzer's been on this show. We'll try and get him on this week and get his take on being the new soccer coach at Crockett. He was a former standout at Dobbins-Bennett and the coach at Science Hill for 12 years. Has been named as the new head soccer coach at Crockett. He replaces Torrey Head, an alum from Dobbins-Bennett who had served as Crockett's coach since 2015. In the dozen years as a coach at Science Hill, Smeltzer's boys and girls teams won numerous district and regional championships, and he earned multiple Coach of the Year award. His 2005 girls team was the first Science Hill girls team ever to advance to the state tournament. Currently a physical education teacher at Liberty Bell, he is also the president of the Johnson City Football Club, a soccer club concentrating on building and growing the sport in Johnson City and Washington County. And so he's also the head coach of the U12 boys team for the JCFC. So Michael Smeltzer, now the new man at Crockett High School. Smeltzer himself, as a player, NAIA Honorable Mention All-American and an NCCAA First Team All-American for Lee University in Cleveland, Tennessee. So Michael Smeltzer, the new soccer coach at Crockett High School, replacing Torrey Head. As we told you, the 2018 Virginia Tech football schedule is out. Here we go. The spring game, by the way, in Blacksburg will be on April the 14th. In September, the Hokies open things up at Florida State in Tallahassee on September the 3rd on that Labor Day weekend on a Monday night. Also, they have September games, September the 8th, hosting William & Mary at home. September the 15th, East Carolina comes to Blacksburg. Also in September, they'll make trips to Old Dominion and to Duke. In October the 6th, Notre Dame comes to town to Blacksburg. October the 13th at North Carolina. October the 25th, a Thursday night game hosting Georgia Tech. And then on wrapping up the regular season schedule in November, Virginia Tech hosts Boston College November the 3rd, goes to Pitt on November the 10th, then comes back home to host the Miami Hurricanes and the Virginia Cavaliers on November the 17th and November the 23rd, respectively. And then the ACC championship game will be in Charlotte, North Carolina on December the 1st. So a home schedule for the Hokies: William & Mary, East Carolina, Notre Dame, Georgia Tech, Boston College, Miami, and the Virginia Cavaliers in the Commonwealth Cup. Again, that'll be coming up on Thanksgiving weekend on November the 23rd. Again, Michael Smeltzer, the new soccer coach at Crockett. And again, Robbie Norris stepping away as the athletic director at Sullivan North or as a football coach, rather, at Sullivan North to concentrate on being the athletic director. Again, real quick before we take a break and bring in Jeremy one more time, you run down what's going on tonight in Northeast Tennessee in high school basketball. You have the consolation game coming up tonight. Number 1 Hampton against number 3 University High. That'll be at 7:30 this evening. Also, you have the AA tournament. Number 7 Happy Valley, number 4 Elizabethton in the consolation game at 6 o'clock. Number 3 seed Johnson County, number 1 seed Unicoi County at 7:30 tonight for the District 1 AA championship. The District 1A tournament championship will be at 7:30 tonight. Number 2 North Green takes on number 4 Sullivan North. That'll be going on tonight. Also in Virginia, the Region 1D tournament quarterfinals this evening. It'll be Twin Valley at Northwood, J.I. Burton at Chilhowie, and Rye Cove at Honaker. That'll be going on tonight. and that'll be happening in Southwest Virginia. Now, for the ladies, it goes as follows. Tonight, you have the Region 2D Tournament quarterfinals. Gate City at Virginia High, Tazewell at Ridgeview, Union at Lebanon against the Lady Pioneers, and Marion will be at West Green. Also tonight, you have Grundy at Chilhowie, J.I. Burton's ladies at Patrick Henry, and the Lady War Eagles of Rye Cove will be happening on the road at Honaker tonight in girls high school basketball in Southwest Virginia. Now, the regionals will be coming up later on this week, and let's see, I had that. Where did I see that? Oh, I just looked at this earlier in the day before I got here to get set up for the show, and I got the wrong paper. That's why I can't find it. So I've got Yep. Let's check in with Elizabethton Cyclone baseball right now. We'll come back and we'll have that for you here in the Tom Taylor Sports Show. I'm with head baseball coach Ryan, president of Elizabethton Cyclones. And, Coach, we're very excited, my friend. We're getting ready to double the coverage of Cyclone baseball this year. I'm very excited.
Yeah, I'm excited, too. I think it's a big step for our program. We really believe that getting out there what our kids do and letting the community know what we're doing and what we're up to is very important. The weather can be bad in the spring, and it doesn't matter to us if the weather's bad. We're going to play. We've played in snow. We don't really care about that. But watching baseball in the snow is pretty tough. So I think it's a really good opportunity for our fans to keep up with us. And really, we've got a lot of fans that live in different states. And I think you saw that from the coverage last year. People in all different parts of the country and in the world watching and listening to Cyclone baseball. So we're excited about the opportunity.
Absolutely. And, of course, it all starts March the 13th against Sullivan Central. We got some great games lined up. And, hey, this year we're taking out on the road doing some games. Most of the games at Twin Stadium, but we are going to be on the road this year, some big conference games too.
Absolutely. You look early on, us at East, we battled last year with East, and a lot of the same players back on both sides of the field this year. So we're going to be battling with the East early on, and game at Happy Valley, obviously big in-county rivalry. That's also a conference tilt for us, and then going on the road down to Smoky Stadium. We're going to be playing Pigeon Forge in Jefferson County. Jefferson County goes to the state tournament last year in 3A. We actually beat them last year, which was big for us. And just trying to expand what we're doing here with the program, and this is a big part of it, and we appreciate you coming on board.
Oh, absolutely. Love it, love it, love it. And, of course, it takes sponsorship to make it go, to drive the bus, if you will. And so you've lined up some great sponsors. Tell us some of the folks that are going to be helping out with the broadcast this year. We're
going to be headlined by Chick-fil-A. So they're going to be our headline sponsor for the season. Game night sponsors actually got Carter County Bank and Appalachian Community Federal Credit Union. Physical therapy services from here in town. Tri-Cities Health is a great little outfit over on the edge of town between Elizabethton and Johnson City. Just super folks. Blackburn Children's in Stegall over in Johnson City, and we've even got Elizabethton High School Fellowship of Christian Athletes is coming on board. We're really happy to partner with them. They do a lot of great things here in the community and in the school.
It all starts March 13th. Again, it's going to be the Sullivan Central Cougars, our first one. First pitch at 7 o'clock on March 13th. It'll be here before you know it. Coach, what's the phrase that pays? What are we supposed to say? Cyclone?
Cyclone pride. Something to live by, Tom.
Cyclone pride. Something to live by. We'll see you March 13th. Again, looking forward to bringing Cyclone baseball right here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show Facebook page. All starts March 13th. Again, it's against Sullivan Central, our title sponsor, Chick-fil-A of Elizabethton. Again, Tommy Tipton to the folks. As promised, I got the right paper, and I found it. Here we go. Compliments of the John City Press. Here we go. The Region 1 boys basketball. This will be coming up on Saturday evening. These are all quarterfinals, and it'll be being played at the satellite locations, and everything will converge into Jefferson County next week. Again, on Saturday, the number 4 seed Crockett will be at the number 1 seed Morristown East in the regional play at 7 o'clock. Everything starts at 7. Number 3 seed Sevier County, the Smoky Bears, will be here in Johnson City against Ken Cutlip and the number 2 seeded Science Hill Hilltoppers. Number 1 seed Dobbins Minute, 7 o'clock tip on Saturday against the number 4 seed, the Cherokees of South Doyle. And number 3, Daniel Boone, will be on the road at number 2, Jefferson County at 7 o'clock. This is boys action on Saturday. So Crockett at Morristown East, Sevier County at Science Hill, South Doyle, Dobbins Minute, Daniel Boone at Jeff County, and those 4 winners will move into Jeff County for the regional finals and semifinals and finals coming up again on next week. For the ladies, it goes as follows. And the AAA number 4 Cherokee, the Lady Chiefs, will go to the number 1 seed Jefferson County on Friday night. Number 3 Morristown East will be hosting the number 2 seeded Lady Indians of Dobbins Minute at 7 o'clock on Friday night. That'll be at Morristown East. Daniel Boone, the number 1 seed and number 6 in the state, Lady Trailblazers, hosting the Lady Smoky Bears of Sevier County on Friday night. And then the number 3 seed, the Lady Hilltoppers of Science Hill, traveling to the number 2 seed, Morristown West, who got knocked off, their 4th-ranked team in the state before they lost. And so some good matchups there. Again, for the ladies, Friday night, Cherokee at Jeff County, Morristown East and Kingsport against Dobbins Minute, Daniel Boone hosting Sevier County, and Morristown West hosting the Lady Hilltoppers of Science Hill. And that is your regional play in AAA boys and girls basketball. Double A will be decided tonight, as will the AAA, and so we'll let you know tomorrow. We'll be at Chick-fil-A again on Friday. We'll be at Chick-fil-A tomorrow, and we'll let you know what's going on. What I say Friday? We'll be there tomorrow, and we'll let you know what's going on with the regional tournament in Double A and Single A after tonight's action at the AAA site in Elizabethton, and the Single A district championship being played at Daniel Boone High School. All right, got a few minutes left. Let's bring him back in here one more time. We want to get our buddy in here, Jeremy Livesey, again from JeremyLivesey.com and Movement Mortgage. Love coming over here. This is one of my favorite places to come, and why not look at that handsome booger right there. So, hello, my friend.
Hey.
Phone's been ringing. I've been hearing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been hopping since you were in here earlier in the show.
On the charger.
Yeah, but put it on the charger.
Yeah.
671. That's the program you guys are bragging about, and understandably so. Tell us about 671.
Just the 6-hour underwriting time and 7 days to process and 1 day to close. So you can theoretically, I guess, national regulations, you have to have 10 calendar days to close a loan. Which, if you play your cards right, you can do it in 7 business days. So that way we can knock these things out in about 2.5 weeks.
So 6-hour underwriting process, what do people typically need to be ready to do? Kind of educate us. What are you looking for to get the ball rolling? What do folks need to give you?
Well, usually when I do pre-qualification, I usually 9 times out of 10 it's over the phone, and I'll send them an email, which is a stock list. And they'll send me back their pay stubs, W-2s, bank statements, copy of the driver's license, depends on the program, maybe tax returns, stuff like that. And we just package it all together and find out what we're missing, get with the borrower if we're missing anything else, have them email it or fax it to us, and send it down.
So the doc list would be, in lingo terms, the document list, correct?
Correct.
Yep. So that's things you got to have, obviously, to see if you qualify for said loan. And so a 6-hour underwriting process, then the 7 is a 7-day processing period. Tell us about that again.
7-day processing period basically entails they order the appraisal, the title work, get all that stuff back in order to get your final approval. And sometimes, depending on the appraisals, it may be longer, just based on it being a third party. But we like to have the credit side taken care of in 7 days.
Here you go.
That way, we're just waiting on the house.
And then 1 day to close.
Yeah. Once it's final approved, then the closer will package up everything, all the important legal docs and stuff, and make sure all the money and everything pans out. Send it all to the title company and have everything ready for the closing.
I ask you this every month. So what do you see? Are you seeing folks moving in here, folks moving across the market? They're downsizing, upsizing, or a little bit of everything?
Yes.
Everything, a little bit of
all
everything?
That. We actually have some people moving here from Georgia right now and some Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
Do a couple of people that we do jumbo loans, so we got a couple of those, the big ones, $500,000-$600,000 deals.
Mm-hmm.
So we're doing a little bit of everything.
Talk about the VA, because you said earlier in the show it's an easy process and you like doing them.
Yeah, the VAs are easy. It's 100% financing, no PMI, no mortgage insurance, and the rates are good, and they're very lenient on debt to income ratios, credit issues, stuff like that. And as far as the way our setup is, it doesn't take any longer to do a VA than it does any other one.
Well, so hello to Bill Patrick. Bill's watching again. Thank you, my friend. And so he'll be with us on Friday. We'll be at Freddy's in North Johnson City. He and Karen Tunnel will come along, the manager of the Kingsport Speedway. Again, Lonesome Pine shut down for this year, so all those cars will be moving into Kingsport Speedway. So the car count's the key. There's going to be a lot of cars going around the concrete jungle. Kingsport Speedway, we're going to be there doing some live broadcasts this year, which we're very excited about. So we'll be talking to those kids on Friday at Freddy's. Bill Patrick and Karen Tunnel from Freddie's, or from the Kingsport Speedway, will be there Friday at Freddie's in North Johnson City. You ever been to Freddie's?
I have.
The custard ice cream. Man, that's good. A chocolate custard ice cream. There's just something different about it. It's back when I was a kid. It's the old-timey custard ice cream, and it is good. And then, of course, they got the fish over there right now. The codfish, had it on Sunday. It's great. Grilled cheese sandwiches, great. Good food for Freddie's. I love it. Shoestring potatoes, and it's all good at Freddie's. Again, we're live as we are at Movement Mortgage here right across from the Cracker Barrel in Boones Creek. We're talking to our buddy Jeremy Livesey at jeremylivesey.com. So other folks have difficulty with the VA loan, but you, as we said, you welcome those and you like those, and are they pretty popular?
Yeah, around here with the VA Med Center, it helps a lot. And so we've got a lot of people moving in this area from Kentucky that just don't have a VA Med Center near them. So, we've got a couple going on right now. Just some people, we have some people moving up here from Morristown area that just want to be close to the hospital. So, yeah.
So we're talking about geographically who's coming in. So then I'm going to ask you, are folks looking for mini farms, condos, split foyers? Is there any trends on that right now?
Not really. Right now, if you talk to the realtors, the inventory is pretty low. So, right now it's kind of a good thing where we're going to pre-qualify them and give it to the realtor now. That way, they're usually under contract the same day. And I had a lady call me yesterday that moved here from North Carolina, and I just went over the whole, package with her and told her what to do, and then called her realtor and told her exactly how to write the contract, and this morning got the contract.
Here you go.
So that way they've got all their stuff ready.
JeremyLivesey.com. Need to check it out. Of course, that's up 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. His website, Jeremy Livesey, or Livesey, Livesay, JeremyLivesey.com. And you can check it out. And again, it's going to be an action-packed spring for sure, because once school lets out here in another 45, 50 days, I guess, it'll get real interesting real quick. A lot of folks do that moving in the summertime, right?
They don't like to move during school time.
No, get in there and get settled in for the kids when school starts. But even have a shorter window than now, because school starts even earlier than it has before. And I know they're contemplating some area school systems going year-round. I know University High goes year-round here in Johnson City, so that may be something in the future. But right now you have even a tighter window to get things done, because we have a shorter summer vacation for a lot of these kids in the school system. So JeremyLivesey.com. So NBA cranks back up on Thursday. Now, are you a NASCAR fan per se?
I do watch. So, yeah.
What did you think of the Daytona 500?
I enjoyed it. I mean, it's a good race, I guess. I guess I was telling you earlier, but the stages, I guess for excitement it's good, but it's kind of sad when you get toward the end of the race and none of your superstars are in it. But it's good to see the new blood win the Daytona 500.
Did Austin Dillon, was that a clean? I know Mike Hedrick asked me that earlier in the show, and I said no, it wasn't clean. He dumped him. And so, but I also understand that if me and you were out there, I would expect you to dump me if you're trying to win the race. And I would expect you would know that much as I like you, if I could win the Daytona 500, you're in my way, I'm going to get you out of my way. So it's just how it's going to be.
I think that was indicative of the number 3 anyway, so he got it honest.
Yeah, that's the way he kind of...
He did have a run on him, and the guy kind of blocked him, and he just moved him out of the way.
A little tap, a little love tap. But going 198 miles an hour, it ain't no tap. It's carnage. And so Eric Amarola finished 11th. Tough finish for the young man. But again, the last time, I thought this was interesting. Mike brought out this point. The last time number 3 and number 43 are 1 and 2 in the same race was at Bristol Motor Speedway, the late Dale Sr. and Richard Petty. So that's pretty cool little piece of trivia. He told me, and I forgot it was way back down the road. It's been a long time when Richard Petty and Dale Sr. in a race finishing 1 and 2. So, or in this case, Earnhardt and Petty 1 and 2. But it's been a while. But it was at Bristol Motor Speedway, he said. So, pretty cool. Neat stuff. All right, before I let you go, before we get out of here, you got McClure Boyd. You have Crystal. Her last name is?
Throckmorton.
Yeah, Crystal Throckmorton. Throckmorton is, let's see, Throckmorton. Throckmorton.
Good job.
Crystal Throckmorton, okay. McClure Boyd, Boyd. All right. Livesey, Livesay, like Forrest Gump. Okay, the next one would be?
We got Jennifer Holyfield.
Holyfield is Hollifield.
Yeah, like Evander.
Yeah, Evander Holyfield. All right. Well, I missed that one. I went. So it's a Y, not an I?
Just one I, actually.
Okay.
So we have Angela Omlin.
Who?
Omlin.
O-M.
Land.
O-M-L-A-N-D.
That's right.
I would have never guessed that.
And we have Rob Wagner, which is pretty
W-A-G-N-E-R.
Yeah,
got that
yeah,
one.
you can get that
And
one.
then Livesey.
Yeah.
L-I-V-E-S-A-Y.
And Brittany Cason.
And Brittany Cason, C-A-S-E-M.
Mm-hmm.
She's related to Casey,
Yep.
isn't she?
Keeps her feet on the ground and keeps reaching for the stars.
Oh, I knew that was coming. I set him up on that one. All right, so last question. You're a big Tennessee football guy.
Mm-hmm.
You happy with the recruiting that we got, Jeremy Pruitt, some of the guys got
I
in?
think he's doing good.
Yeah.
And I do like his win now little concept there. He's not building for the future, he's building for next year.
Yeah, he's ready to go. He's not looking 5 years down the road. He wants to win now. Comes pretty good resume. Guy by the name of Saban. I'd say he's learned a thing or two from
I think
Nick.
he's going to be all right.
I do too.
Yeah.
And then, of course, with the big story here locally, Steve Forbes signing a contract extension, now making $650,000 a year to be the head coach at East Tennessee State.
Well worth it.
And exactly. And he will now keep the contract with his name on it through the 2022-23 season. So all these big coaching jobs, and this is getting started. Ole Miss kind of got this thing rolling, and Andy Kennedy stepped away, and the first name on the list, actually two names, Kermit Davis of Middle Tennessee State and Steve Forbes of East Tennessee State. And so Scott Carter, the athletic director, went to work and said, let's go ahead and get this off the table and make sure that he's not going to get scooped up.
Smart move.
And he's going to be here now through the 2022-23 season. So we're going to have Coach Forbes. He's doing a phenomenal job. 74-25 in 3 seasons. That's pretty strong. So,
That's what it used to be.
Yep. Buck basketball. All right. Might come back next month?
Sure.
You going to have me?
We'll let you go.
Yeah. I like it. It's nice. Nice and let me come. It's going to be busy. March is really starting to.
Yeah.
Hello, Nikki Palmer. No, young lady. She's a sweetheart. Sits beside me in Sunday school. She's a nice one. She cuts hair. And she keeps looking at my hair like, when am I going to get a hold of that and cut that? And I'm, locks for love, and then
like Samson.
Yeah, Samson. That's it, Samson. That movie comes out this week, doesn't it?
Yeah, the previews looks good.
It does look good. I'm gonna go check that one out, Samson. And then another one coming out later on, I Can Only Imagine, written based on the song about Mercy Me. That was written by Mercy Me. Should be a good song too, and a good. I mean, it is a good song. Should be a good movie. So, birthdays today. Before I let you go, I want to see if you know Cindy Crawford. Are you a fan of Cindy Crawford?
I was 20 years ago.
She's 52 today. Good answer. Hall of Famer Charles Barkley, 55 today.
I'm a big fan of his.
You are?
Yeah, I like him.
Okay. He's 55 today. Bobby Unser, 84.
Okay.
Sandy Duncan. Remember Sandy Duncan?
Yes.
72. What was she playing? That girl? No, that was Marlo
She
Thomas.
was on the Hogan Family, too.
Yep. Flying Nun? No, that wasn't her.
No.
Sandy Duncan. I'm serious. She had blonde hair.
Yeah.
What was the name of the show? She's 72 today, by the way. Gosh, I can't remember the name of the show Sandy Duncan was in. I don't guess it matters. So
I know she's on the Hogan Family. She played mom.
She played mom of the Hogan Family?
Yeah.
What's the Hogan Family?
That was like a spin-off of something.
Never seen it.
Yeah,
I have no clue.
I do remember that one.
Oh.
Yeah.
We gone? We out?
Up to you.
Yeah. What other sports you want to talk about?
That's really all I got.
You baseball guy?
Yeah.
Like the Braves?
We'll see. I'll tell you. Yes, I do like the Braves, and
I'll tell you in 6 months.
Yeah,
right?
we'll see how much
they go.
How much I advertise for them in 4 or 5 months. Yeah.
There you go. The Atlanta Braves. Everybody's in spring training, second full day workouts. Exhibition baseball starts soon, so it's good. Man, this weather outside is.
I can't wait.
Yep, it's awesome. So I ran into these people last night at the ball game. You know, we complain and bellyache. I said this earlier in the show. We bellyache about, oh God, it's so cold and it's rainy, and I wish the sun would come out. Then the sun comes out, and he said, well, we're going to get nailed in March. I said, well, okay, we may or may not.
You got it.
Enjoy today while you got today. We don't know what tomorrow brings, what the Bible says. So just enjoy it.
Weather changes every day.
So they want warm weather. Once they get here, they go, oh, but we're going to get nailed in March because it's so warm now. Preach it. They can't be happy. It just blows my mind.
They're afraid of being happy.
I think you're exactly right. I've never heard it that way. They're afraid of being happy. I don't know why, but a cup is always half empty, never half full. Well, okay, so if it may snow up to our ears in March. Okay, but today's February 20th. enjoy today.
Exactly.
Yeah, we ain't guaranteed tomorrow. We may not be here tomorrow. So, okay, I'm over it. People, what was it you said? I liked it.
Well, they're afraid to be happy.
I'm writing that down. They really are. That's a great point. They are afraid to be happy. And if you ask the Lord in your heart, look in the back of the book, you have every reason to be happy.
Mm-hmm.
We're on the winning team.
Yeah.
We know where we're headed.
But no, there's some people that just always negative.
Yeah, negative Nellies.
Mm-hmm.
Afraid to be happy. I like that. That's good. All right, taters. We're out of here. My man Jeremy Livesey in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Before we go, let's give a real quick plug to our good friend down at Phil's Dream Pit. Back with my buddy Phil's Dream Pit again, the quest for perfect barbecue. And tell us about, big guy, tell us about the Dream Packs at Phil's Dream Pit.
So we offer these Dream Packs that we offer them in equal numbers. So like 4, 8, 12, 20, 24. I mean, we can do them as much as 100 people or more. We've had them go out for 300 people. But the Dream Packs it comes with the pork, the sauce, the buns, and 3 sides. So you could do like beans, potato salad, and coleslaw. The price ends up costing you a little under $7 a person, which is an unbelievable value around here.
Well, obviously spring's right around the corner. You're looking at people on the move, going to ball games and Little League games and just being on the move. So this is a great way to come in and get a Dream Pack. And or if you got an event in the backyard, a cookout, or whatever you got going on, this is a great way to feed the gang, right?
It is. And another benefit of it is sometimes people are having rehearsal dinners and they'll have volunteers from their church that will serve. So this is a very inexpensive way to hold your costs down for your rehearsal dinner or your wedding. We do offer full service catering. The price goes up a little bit to have our whole crew out there, but you could do the value packs too and have folks from church serve it and cost you under $7 a person.
Let's squeeze in too before I let him go. Meat by the pound. So again, another event coming up that you just want to come out here and buy this great meat by the pound. You do that as well.
I do. We offer the pulled chicken. We offer brisket by the pound, pork by the pound, chicken salad by the pound. The chicken salad, kind of give us a heads up if you're going to want 4 or 5 pounds of that, because we try not to make that much of it at once.
All this on the website.
And philsdreampit.com.
Yep.
It has our catering menu. It also has our in-house menu and the value packs, and just an awesome deal.
Oh, absolutely. And of course, they're physically located right off Interstate 26, the Eastern Star exit. So Phil's Dream Pit, philsdreampit.com. The quest for perfect barbecue, one of our great sponsors here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Again, Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue is there right off Eastern Star exit of Interstate 26. We'll be there next month. Of course, we'll be back here next month as well. Can't wait. Love hanging out with Crystal Throckmorton, ladies and gentlemen. That's just got a baseball name to it. So, ladies and gentlemen, now playing first base, Crystal Throckmorton. The PA goes, Throckmorton. So there you go. And Jeremy Livesey and, what do you say, Angie Omlin? Doesn't sound right. McClure Boyd, Jennifer Holyfield, and Brittany Kasem, and Rob Wagner. I believe I got them all. JeremyLivesey.com is where we want to go. Check out the website. Again, we're out of time. We sincerely thank you for yours tomorrow. Move right down the road to get into the chicken coop at Chick-fil-A. Thursday at Champion Chevrolet. And Friday we'll be at Freddy's at North Johnson. See some of that great custard for the weekend. Chocolate custard and grilled cheese sandwiches. Lawsy mercy. Love me some grilled cheese sandwiches. Also, they've got the codfish on sale this week. In fact, they've got a big night tonight at Freddy's. It's Town Acres Elementary night. Again, at Freddy's, where you can go in as a school and an organization and take a voucher, and they get 15% off. No, I'm sorry, 15% of the sales at the end of the night will go to the particular nonprofit organization. They got a big one tonight coming up, so the place should be rocking tonight from 4 until 8 at Freddy's here in North Johnson City. We'll be there on Friday. Next week, where we're going to be? Next week, we're going to be at Bristol Motor Speedway. I know that. Coming up next Monday, we'll be taking the show to BMS. Make sure I'm right. Yep. Next week, it'll be Bristol Motor Speedway, Jim Klein, Farmers Insurance, Chick-fil-A, Champion Chevrolet. And the next Friday, back in Food City, we'll be at Food City in Churchill. Then next weekend, we're going to be live Looks like we've got lined up and ready to go. We're going to be broadcasting live from the home show at Meadowview and Kingsport. Not this weekend, but next weekend, the first weekend in March. And then we roll right into baseball starts up. We got 20 games of Elizabethton Cyclone baseball coming, thanks to Chick-fil-A of Elizabethton. So we're going to be busy. And, of course, over and above all that, we get a chance to be the track announcer again at Bristol Motor Speedway in, 53 days. So it doesn't stop, and I love it. We just stay on the merry-go-round. I love what Jeremy Livesey said. People are afraid to be happy. That is profound. He's exactly right. Drives me, well, oh gosh, it's going to be cold in March. We're going to get nailed for this warm weather. Well, maybe not. Maybe it's going to be mild all the way through. And if we do get nailed, we put on our long johns and our toboggans, and we'll stay warm till it warms back up. It's just real simple, but I love that. People are afraid to be happy. Don't forget, again, coming up April the 27th, 28th, and 29th, speaking about being happy, before we get out of here, coming to town, Will Graham and Freedom Hall. We're going to have Darius Hensley on later this week, talking about how you can be a volunteer for the celebration coming to town. His grandfather called it a crusade. Will Graham calls it a celebration at Freedom Hall, April the 27th, 28th, and 29th. We'll have more to say about that, of course, as we get a little bit closer. But, again, circle the calendar for those dates, April the 27th, 28th, and 29th. Again, Will Graham coming to town, the grandson of Billy Graham and the son, of course, of Franklin Graham with Samaritan Spurs. We are out of time. We sincerely thank you for yours. Our guest today has been Mike Edrick, NASCAR fans reporter. Great update, as always, on the 3 races this past weekend in Daytona. As they head off to Atlanta this weekend. Jimmy Miller, the wrestling coach at Science Hill. Thank you, my friend, for a great report. And, of course, Jeremy Livesey joining us from JeremyLivesey.com and Movement Mortgage. You see behind us here the big red double M, Movement Mortgage at JeremyLivesey.com. The office right here across from the Cracker Barrel in Boones Creek. Out of time. We sincerely thank you for yours until we greet you tomorrow from Chick-fil-A at the Crossings in North Johnson City. This is Tom Taylor wrapping up show number 692 by telling you, as always, win or lose, be a good sport. Thanks for joining us, and be sure and like and share the show if you would, please. We'll archive it. It'll be up there for you to go back and watch anytime you want. Like it and share it. We'll thank you ahead of time for that. Until tomorrow, so long, everybody.